Good evening, good morrow, and good day, and welcome to another edition of Slice and Dice here with the Manylands campaign here on the channel. So for those of you who haven't seen the last episode, first of all, because we're going to get the plugs in early, you can catch it on Twitch, but also the last episode along with all the episodes up until now from the very, very beginning, because we're now on to episode 8. All of the previous episodes are up on our YouTube channel. That's Slice and Dice or Slice and D6. Just search that on YouTube and you should find us no problem at all. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. It really means a lot. And there's playlists on there, not just for the campaign, but also for the for my campaign diaries, which I myself do, to give you a bit of an insight into the background and lore of the world outside of what's explored in-game. So check that out as well. Lots of good stuff there. You can also get involved via Fate Dice using the hashtag Fate Dice with your recommendations for things to go on the Fate Dice. It could be any kind of apocalyptic event, or it could be any kind of happenstance, basically like a random encounter. For those of you familiar with Dungeons & Dragons, it's any kind of suggestion for a random encounter goes on the Fate Dice, and once we have enough suggestions, I will be rolling it live during the stream, and of course you'll be named and celebrated if it is your suggestion that comes up. So yeah, get those into us either on the chat during the stream, or of course via our social media handles as well. It's all at Slice and D6. So, without any further plugging to do, does anyone have any announcements? I've got one myself, but does anyone else at the table have anything? No.
It's really hot.
It's really hot.
It's extremely hot.
I mean, newsflash, heat wave. It's ridiculous. But
my announcement is now. I'm worried about your announcement.
Yeah.
Last time that happened, Fate Dice was introduced.
Yes, that's true. The last time I did have a big announcement, it was Fate Dice. This one is not quite so earth-shattering as Fate Dice. It is only that next week there will be no stream. We will not have a Monday session. I know for the first time in 10 weeks we won't have 9 weeks we won't have a Monday session. Taking a week off due to centraling, but we should be back in 2 weeks' time. So make sure you join us for that then. Which also means that this episode is even more important because we've got to make this a good one, because otherwise you guys are going to be having to wait a long time on perhaps a bit of a dud. We don't want that. We want to have a really good sort of thing to go out on until our little 1 week hiatus.
You're gonna kill us.
I'm gonna kill all of you.
Come back in 2 weeks to meet the new party of Slice and Dice.
Indeed. So anyway, without any further ado, let's jump into today's episode of Slice and Dice. Okay, and we are back. Hello, everybody. So, as you can see, the team are perspiring a little bit there.
One of us begging for sponsorship, apparently.
Yeah. I was thinking
my sweets.
begging for sponsorship whilst also maintaining
any
character.
Excuse, just anything.
It's great. Maintaining character as well. Appreciate it, Martha. Thank you.
Statler, talk to me. Talk to me.
So last week, you guys, after some time of dipping your toe in, as it were, into the Basilisk cave, you decided enough was enough, and to push forward inside and to potentially save Lady Helaine Grenthorpe, and also the brother of the dwarf that you'd rescued the week before. Wow. Let's give you. Do you need a minute?
This.
Do you need a minute? Just,
Again. Watching
it's like a Marks and Spencer's advert, but like the least practical elements of those adverts.
Disable some rolling.
Yeah.
Chocolate fingers are probably not the best idea for snacks today.
Yeah, Dan, I'm going to need you to roll for James if he can't roll.
So my favourite thing about them is that you pick them up, move them to your mouth, and then they're so liquid that the finger just like rotates just before you try and put it. It's like the trap fingers. So they're just like, no, I'm not going to be eaten by you.
Just some of the practical problems with bringing food into the stream when it's chocolate on a hot day.
And that's all of Marshall's candy.
Oh dear. So anyway, so you guys, after tiptoeing your way around the Basilisk cave and exploring little bits and pieces, you decided to really push forward inside, being sort of spurred on by not only your Loxodon companion Malar, wishing to seek Lady Helaine Grenthorpe, but also the dwarf Turin Bluebeard, who you rescued. That's right, Turin, who you rescued from the rubble, and one of you may have persuaded him not to come with you to save his brother by means of what some would say. Well, one of the party said it was torture. I mean, I think coercion is probably a more accurate term.
Turin's the one with the broken leg.
Yeah, that's the one that you poked in the leg. Yes, that
cool,
one.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I read it wrong there.
Yeah. So through Seth's coercion, you managed to convince him not to come with you and to rest up outside, out front. So when he did that, he then called in Leoberin and Brucon, who were waiting outside as sort of backup. So you guys decided to head on inside with the rest of the group and go find this basilisk once and for all. And you found a few different passages within the tunnel, within the cave. And but the main thing you saw was the much larger sort of clearing up ahead. And it turned out that this was in fact the lair of the basilisk, and some fighting ensued. You managed to just about overcome it without any of you dying, although due to a lot of rock falling, one of you went down a couple of times.
Sustained a few concussions.
There's a few. It sustained a dent on the head at least once.
I'm awake. No, I'm not. I'm awake. No, I'm not.
It was like roll for initiative.
And he'll be able to survive a whole rock.
Wait, first time was Rockfall, second time was Loxodon Fall.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true. That's true.
They're big.
Gravity was not your friend last week, especially because that first one happened before combat really started. It was like roll for initiative and then make a dexterity saving throw, and I'm down. Anyway, you guys managed to overcome the basilisk. You slew it, and some of you may know, although I don't think all the characters know, that Seth was in fact looking for a basilisk as it was, and so it's sort of. The two sort of objectives have kind of coincided in a sense, because you've found your quarry and now have slain the beast, but as yet you haven't taken anything from it.
Yeah,
Two birds with one petrified hand.
only Malar and Fleeting knew, because
That's
when
what I thought,
these guys,
yeah.
we didn't have time to say, hey, after we go and save these people, I'd like to get you to help with something else. So no, it hadn't been for that one yet.
I thought as much, yeah.
You're on a scavenger hunt.
Anyway, so throughout this encounter as well, you also discovered the petrified form, sort of carved in stone, of the brother Bluebeard. That's Teenin Bluebeard. That's the Teen, like Teenin.
Oh, you mother.
I needed that.
Teenin and Turin.
You did that deliberately.
Actually, Turin's the more complicated spelling. It's T-U with an umlaut, R-I-N.
Oh, I had that.
There you
That's
go.
not long right.
With the umlaut as well? As in the dot above the U?
I had it. Shut up.
Sorry.
Okay.
How's that?
He's not on the kill list, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's because it's an yeah. Anyway.
I'm just thinking of the pronunciation. Ooh. Ground.
So anyway, so actually it was Fleeting who rubbed some of the cottage balm onto the Teenin's stony form, and you managed to bring him back from the statue, and then immediately he went into a rage and tried to attack the basilisk, which didn't work at all. And then, after being informed that his brother was tortured by one of your party, by Seth, because of one of you told him that, he then knocked Seth out. And then
I also set him on fire briefly.
you then set him on fire
I
briefly as
escaped.
well. Yeah,
No,
you
before that.
escaped the wrath of him because it was more about
I had to
his
fix the
brother.
wrath.
Yep, that's true. You had things to do. You had priorities.
So busy.
Fixing Leoberin's wrath was quite important.
It was
So
very important.
Top priority.
it certainly meant a lot to him. So that was good. But anyway, So after Seth being knocked out, I think it was Brucon then who did the Vulcan grip and managed to knock him unconscious. And that's right at the very end. You guys dragged Teenin's unconscious but no longer in stone form out to the front of the cave to meet with his brother. And
Also, more
as you
importantly-
said, Seth, you can say it again. What did you say when you threw him out?
I think you just said your brother's a dick and walked back in the cave.
Exactly, and that's exactly where we're going to pick things up this time. So a bewildered-looking but cheery-eyed Turin looks up and sees that you've got his brother there, and you just throw him at him. Well, thank you. I think. Tinen, are you okay?
He's
And
also tied up.
yeah, and he's like looking at the ropes around him, like, and he's not sure whether he was left him like that or whether that's a new thing. He hasn't really grasped that currently.
Yeah.
So what are you guys doing?
Who's with me by the cave entrance then?
I think didn't we all?
Well, don't you
come?
guys need to rest?
Yeah, we do. I didn't know if we were resting inside the cave or outside the cave.
I think Mallory.
Let's assume that we're following behind the rogue.
So we're just going to stay outside because I was going to come back to the big room to rest.
I should say that about this
the
time, because you
plan at the
rested
time.
early, so it's most certainly night now. It's
Yeah.
You're in the middle of the night when you come out.
Well, we just need a...
Well, you know, I think
Short
Mallory already
rest.
decided to rest in the big cave place. 'Cause
Yeah.
we cleared it.
So should we head back towards the big cave?
Napping in the
Well, we didn't-
cave
hang on.
with all the.
Yeah, hang on. We definitely did not clear every single chamber of the cave. Like there's whole bits of it we did not go into,
Should we rest outside then?
including the shimmery bit.
I saw that there was an entrance on the other side of the waterfall in the cave that led out to some daylight of some variety. So. I could suggest we could go explore there. Of course, there are other parts of the complex that we haven't been completely around yet, but I could personally do with the rest, if that's okay.
I think Mallory is from Texas now.
There was
Drifted a little.
there was discussion about this, and DK did confirm.
He confirmed it was southern,
There
so I
is
was
a
like,
bit-
I'm going
there
to
is
go.
a wee bit of a southern
I'm going to go
roll.
southern, but I'm not sure I could do it the same as him. So
Yeah.
gone slightly different.
Declare we should
I do
rest
declare.
outside.
It was close.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
have the essence.
Yeah. You do this for a job, right?
Mhm.
Good.
Yeah.
So should we short rest outside then for literally just a quick hour and
Yeah.
run back in?
Yes. You can short
I
rest for
do
an hour.
declare that this is the wrong place to rest.
Cool. So if everyone's coming outside the cave, we'll short rest outside.
Okay, you can certainly do a short rest.
Except me. I gotta get to the entrance and then turn around and go back.
So we
Okay, cool. So you're gonna go straight back in.
Yeah, because I don't need to short rest. I've got full HP, and I get nothing else out of short resting.
Fair enough. So you're gonna take a peek back inside. And the rest of you just gonna let it do that? Or you're gonna...
Yeah, I'm short resting.
I'm not telling anybody.
Yeah.
No, but they're seeing you doing it. You're not sneaking away. You're just gonna...
That's true.
I'm peed off and paying attention to the tied up dwarf. I'm not looking to see what. who's coming out.
What you do notice at this point as well is that Greenblade, who you'd left outside with Taran, is no longer there.
Wow.
God damn it.
I will assume that as a lady, she needs privacy for her resting.
Indeed.
Okay.
Yeah. Be on your
Because-
Wi-Fi if possible.
There's a card out
Alright,
there.
It's
but I
fine.
think
It's fine.
I'm leveling up,
Right. Okay.
No, not sleeping.
and
The Wi-Fi is next to the
I got peed
TV
on.
out in the living room, and there's a card I think on top of it. If there isn't, just come
And
back
that
and
you just
and
need to add in episode this.
This.
So as you turn to leave, you feel a large grey mitt grab your arm. Why, miss?
I do declare.
If you're
Y'all, if
you are
fixing the end of the cave system.
If you are going to be going back into that their cave system, could I perhaps offer a little bit of assistance to you and give the blessings of the ape just in case? And he gives you guidance.
Thank you.
Very mellow.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, Mallory.
You're welcome, he says, stroking
Yeah.
his trunk
So
before he goes back to
As
sleep.
he is
So
wont
far-
to do.
You're the only person, elephant man that I don't hate.
I will take that as a compliment.
Never met another.
Do you know what? It might, it's
Remember, we never forget.
See, Malar now is just Foghorn Leghorn.
And then
I say more.
I do cast the blessings upon you.
There was a little bit of that, I'm not going to lie,
at
yeah.
that point, I'm just gonna regret what I just said silently and just turn around.
Okay, so while everyone else is short resting, and if you need to roll hit dice or level up or whatever, you can do that, but while this is happening, you don't need to tell me about that unless there's anything you want to ask. But meantime, what are you doing in the
I
cave?
would like to go back to the mushrooms.
You want to go back to the mushrooms? Okay. Oh, okay, so DK is actually watching.
No
I'm not
pressure.
sure he approves of the accent. I'm sorry.
We apologise in advance.
I can rein it back a little bit, maybe make it less Foghorn Leghorn. Yeah, anyway, we'll see. It's a work in progress.
He has to keep
I
doing
can,
it then.
but I'm
It's a work in
If I
progress.
didn't need to level up and need a lot of health, I'd be really interested in following for this, but I need to live.
So, let's give a little bit of that.
Let's continue.
Let's just see
give
how
a little bit of
Eris
dice, Cam.
dies.
So you can bring it in a bit
Yes, this
closer
is
if you
just
want.
me on the camera.
Can I?
There you go. James has got
Let's
a good
get
view of that.
James out.
So
the
going back into the
That
area
close?
with the that's great.
Yeah, there we go.
So going as you enter back into the cave,
My dice.
and you're heading into the mushroom area.
I mean, say it, I can't say it like Billy Boyd does.
The mushroom
but I really
alcove.
want to. Mushroom.
So when you re-enter there, not much has changed. The fungi are, as far as you can tell, where they were before. The very large, bulbous, kind of white greying mushroom that's about 6 feet high is still in place, right at the far end of the cavern from you. The shrieker one that you remember from last time. And there's also some purple ones with a few tendrils coming out.
The ones that have
the
been
kind of
running
teardrop shaped
damage.
ones. Yeah, those ones.
Yes.
The ones weren't so nice. There's a few of those on the floor blocking the path. I say blocking, you can step over them, but they are there in your way, and there's a few on the ceiling as well.
Okay.
And there's still the glint from further on, which you gathered from Seth. Looks to be some items of interest and treasure of some variety.
I would like to find out whether they're bigger items or could I mage hand them away?
Okie dokie. So first thing, make a perception check, and let's just see how well you can see from here without going further in.
It is non-natural 20.
Non-natural 20. I mean, you've got dark vision, so that helps. You can actually see, so that's good. Okay, so from rolling a non-natural 20, that's good. So from what you can deduce, looking at the back there, there's various kind of vials, a satchel. Thank you. Some sort of herbs and poultices and stuff. It basically looks like the remains of an alchemist kit. There's also a scroll with a golden clasp, which just paper. You can't see it 'cause it's not open. It's just rolled up with a gold clasp, and that's what you can see. I think it's the gold clasp that's really reflecting the light over to you. That's what gets your attention.
Right, so it sounds like stuff I could mage hand away.
Yeah, I would say yes, bits and pieces. It take you a little while, but certainly you could do that.
Yeah, let's go for the scroll.
Last choice.
Go for the scroll. Yeah. So it's mage hand. I don't think you have to roll for mage hand.
Okay.
It just does it, goes and picks it up, and
Yeah.
comes over to you. It's within range. That's
I then do all the small items, basically mage hand them over to basically.
just there, like during the short rest.
Because my plan B was to burn it all, but I was like, I might as well avoid fire damage to paper.
So surprised that's not your plan, eh?
I'm not raging right now. Maybe later.
So you're just kind of hoarding the items.
I'm hoarding
essentially
the
at this
items.
point.
And I'm also kind of packing them up into my own stuff.
Okie dokie, and
And I want to look at the scroll.
okay, so when you so you get the scroll, and you probably get about halfway through taking the alchemy items. That's when you notice, due to your 20 roll, that some of these purplish fungi on the floor just start crawling over towards you, just moving ever so slowly over to you in your direction. And as you're doing the mage hand, you notice they just keep on coming over to you.
Okay.
They will reach you probably before you get
What would I
everything.
have already?
So you
Scroll vials.
So yeah, you've got Okay.
Let's
I
roll
tell you what-
satchel second.
Tell you what, let's make this more fun.
Yes. It's far too easy.
It's far too easy.
Far too easy.
Okay, so you manage to get the scroll. You get 2 vials. You get 3 poultices just full of herbs and stuff, as well as there's also some small metal instruments that look like either little forks or like tongs and just little items like that, the paraphernalia that you would use for the case of alchemy. You managed to get four or so of those metal bits. Yeah, you
What's
get
still left?
some.
The satchel and...
So there's still the satchel there, and there's still another. Let's randomize.
Yes, let's do it.
You've got another 5 vials and about the same number of poultices left, along with
That's
you
a
can't
lot
tell how
of
much.
stuff.
It's quite a lot there. Yeah, it's a little bit. Not anything that weighs a lot, but obviously if you're grabbing them individually with Mage Hand, it takes a bit longer to get each of the things over.
And how far away are the tendrils? Do I have time for one more? Or am I like, okay, I need to.
I tell you what, make an insight check.
Insight. Okay, D20s. Still?
Yep. 7. Okay. They're not very fast, these things that are moving, but the tendrils are what worry you. You kind of think, will they reach me? Because they're sticking out a bit. You reckon, unless you move within the next few seconds, they will try to grab you. Whether you can avoid them or not, because you're quite light on your feet.
Yeah, I'm not counting on that. With all the natural ones I've been rolling, I'll probably face plant into them. Right. So let's have some fun, shall we? I'm gonna move a little bit further back. And then...
So I'm wondering where this is going to go in the context, like having fun involving mushrooms.
There would be by... Yeah, there.
Firebolt at the tendrils.
Okay, cool. You can do that.
Because I got the paper, so the
So
rest,
Firebolt, to roll the d20 and add your spell attack bonus.
Spell attack, that is non-natural 20.
Okay, that's going to hit. So roll for damage, and it's a d10 with Firebolt.
Okay, this one? Is that
Yeah, that's a d10. Yep.
Yeah,
Maybe the
looks
other
like a dreidel.
Yep.
There we go. That's the one. 4.
4 points of damage. So yeah, you managed to smoke one of the one of these mushrooms.
Smoke one bowl.
You smoke one of them just evaporates, and you get the smell of roasted mushrooms. And for a moment, it's like, oh, it reminds me of my home, my adoptive home.
Yes.
And the rest of them, though, are still there. And by the time that you moved out the cave, they've stopped. They haven't pursued you out as much as. As much as motionful fungi can move, they stop short.
So quickly then. That's the thing.
They're quite strange, but they don't pursue you out of the cave. So you've currently got remnants of an alchemy kit.
What I still want to do is just sneak my way in and get the satchel.
You're gonna sneak in, so make a stealth check.
That is... Where is it? 16.
16. Alrighty then. Oh yeah, they do not. Okay, so you get... so you sneak back in there, and it seems that they've been distracted. You could just tell because they're facing the other way.
With their faces.
With their faces, they have. Clearly. No. When you get back inside, it seems that they haven't noticed that you're there.
Okay.
As far as you can tell, they're not continuing the pursuit when you get to that point. So now you can just about see it. So you can cast the Mage Hand again.
Grab the satchel.
Okay, you grab the satchel, and as the satchel is pulled over, when it gets back to you, they then start moving again towards you very slowly.
Alright, and...
So you got the satchel.
I'm brave, but not that brave. Also, sorcerer with no backup, because it's all asleep. So I'm just gonna fade into the mist, just like shimmy backwards, just
That was a very moonwalk retreat.
And we didn't see it. I'm so sorry for that. But no. So you moonwalk out of the cave.
I just gonna look at him. Moonwalk.
Well, I'd be interested to see if you were whistling whilst doing so, like nothing to see here.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Great.
But just
Lovely bit
kinda
of flavour. So by this time when you get back outside, I'd say that you have short rested in this time, so half an hour to an hour has passed.
I got a key point back.
I'm going to open the scroll.
Open the screw.
Christ.
Slowly dramatic.
Okay.
Are you a level 3 rogue now? You're a swashbuckler. Oh god.
So you take off the clasp.
Level 3
The gold clasp is worth 5 gold pieces. So yeah, that's
that in my pack.
Rouge
that's
angles
your
of
stuff.
sacking.
You look at this scroll, and what languages do you speak?
All of them.
So
And
I
read
have
and write?
common, elven, draconic, infernal, celestial, and deep speech.
I remember you have a lot of languages.
Esperanto.
So when you look at this scroll,
That's common.
there is something in the
Similar.
writing that bears a resemblance to Draconic. It's not Draconic, however, and you find it illegible. You can't understand what it says.
Okay.
It's worth it.
But you can make an Arcana check.
Okay. And if you're going to offer, that's 17.
Just because you get an arcane sort of sense as you hold it. This clearly the scroll has some kind of magical properties to it. It's not something that you can decipher. It's not something that, given your set of skills, you can understand. But somebody else might.
Smells.
I didn't take that invocation, I'm sorry. God damn it. Next level.
So yeah, if you had to identify anything like that, you could.
I don't.
No, you don't. Okay.
Sorcerer, I probably
It's
can.
a scroll of some kind of magical property. That's as far as you can tell what it is.
Hey guys, I found a thing.
I'm sort of just like half napping, half keeping an eye on dwarfs. Like, it's great.
Brucon's in the lotus position,
Yeah.
eyes closed while meditating.
Does
Just
Malor
goes,
have
lovely.
anything of the sort? I'll walk up to Malor and hand it to him. What is this?
And he holds it and I can completely I know precisely what this is. This could be more and more Texas. I think that this could be something I could use. Thank you very much, very kindly.
Thank God I kept the
Just
class.
roll, just embrace it, man. Just do whatever feels right. Like don't worry
by the
about
way,
don't worry about
Seth,
the
Don't worry about the
those
hate.
mushrooms
Don't
that
have the
got
hate.
you,
Yep.
super slow. Seriously.
I don't have magic.
It's nothing magical.
I had to be right next to them to try and take stuff.
Yeah, it's still no excuse.
I turn away and just go back to sleep for another 20 minutes.
If you don't mind me asking, my brother, he's kind of tied up. Is it okay if I
No.
Brucon's eyes are shut and it's for his own protection. I advise you wait until we're all ourselves again before we make any changes.
Or is
The
it-
current situation.
Are any of you not yourselves?
We're just recharging our batteries, euphemistically speaking.
What are batteries?
Yeah, Macron. That's it. Yeah, that's yeah.
What's a
Apply a
euphemism?
sensible
I believe
translation
that's a
convention.
crime, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm already going to kill his brother, don't make me
One you're going to be experiencing very shortly. No.
Well, I thank you so much for saving him. That means so much. The lady, Lady Helaine, did you find her as well, or?
Not yet. We're going to be heading back in to try and find her.
Oh, okay. Well, of course, my brother and I were charged with being bodyguards to her along her travels along, and of course we must come with you. I would insist on that.
Your brother was a little busy clobbering the rest of us.
Isn't you
Namely Seth.
aren't you broken right now?
What?
Can you walk?
Oh, no. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've been in better sorts, but I think I can still, hobble along. But I've got certain skills.
Well, we'd
Such
like
as?
your brother to stay as far away from us as possible.
I could keep him away.
Yeah, so he can either stay out here with you. If you want to come with us, then he can stay out here tied up.
What if he was to aid me as a sort of a dwarf-sized walking stick?
Can you guarantee that he won't speak?
If he was gagged, I suppose, but
I'm
that's
like
I
these
wouldn't
arrangements.
want to do that to my own brother. I want to see that everything's fine with him, and he's the smart one. He knows much more of the ways of magic and the world and stuff than I.
Oh, he said the M word. Damn, bro. Gonna turn back to the party. It's like, what do you think? Do we want them to come in with us?
Brucon's position, I mean, it's someone who he can knock out with a Vulcan nerve pinch maneuver he made up on the spot is not the most worrying. By the way, just in case it wasn't clear, that was a complete wing it moment from Brucon. But yeah, Brucon's totally cool with it.
It's fine, I guess.
Yes.
Can't now hear that word.
Well, I think that we're all on the same side here. At least I hope that we are.
Turin, I'd just like to compliment you on the stand-up job of protecting the Lady Helaine. 100% successful. I just wondered if you knew much about Basilisk. You've obviously had a bit of a difficult encounter with him, but...
His little heart broke when Greenblade wasn't here.
Yeah. Well,
I was put on this earth to do one thing. Oh, damn it, and I'm going to do it.
Well, to be honest, I mean, we haven't... My brother and... I certainly haven't seen much outside of Winter's Guard in the Crowflies before coming here. This is my first time with a Basilisk.
Okay, fortunately that's not a problem. I know you spent a bit of time outside with Master Greenblade. I'm sure he would have regaled you with a wonderful tale of a conversation we had about collecting nouns.
Oh, no, I was there when you were saying something about a scramble of cockatrices.
Yes, I'm glad he told you about that. So, I managed to persuade him last time to let me name cockatrices, because he seemed to know quite a lot about them, but as you don't seem to know a lot about Basilisk, unfortunately, I'm just going to name a group of basilisks for you.
Okay.
If you're happy with that, of course.
I don't object, no.
Perfect, no roll. So, basically... I like, just to give you some context, I don't want this to be completely out of the blue, we usually like to name these groups based on the encounter that we've had with them. The Scrambler Cockatrices came from an unfortunate incident where a large tiefling paladin may have landed on a nest of eggs.
I was going to say, this story is about to get real weird.
In light of the salve that we delicately applied to your brother to save his life, take that from this story and nothing else. We'd like to call a group of basilisks a slather of basilisks. Yeah, slathering as an act and basilisks themselves are both things that make Seth quite hard, so we'd like to use that going forward as a group of basilisks. You can decide how many a group consists of.
This isn't really my area. Do you
fine.
study animals or something?
He does.
In a way.
It's not really...
strictly on an amateur basis.
To be honest,
First dictionary.
my expertise are more in the ways of weapons and warfare and that sort of thing, but...
Really? Weapons and warfare? The rubble guy?
That is...
Yes.
Okay, sure.
Yes. You haven't seen me in a fight, my friend, and I'm sure you wouldn't want to.
Won't anytime soon.
Will you be made of stone the next time it happens?
I mean, you would want to see me if I was on the same side as you, because it is quite a sight. But you won't want to be in the receiving end of my spear. I'll tell you that for nothing.
Excuse me, Mr. Churn, we appear to got a bit sidetracked.
Sorry. Yes. I wouldn't object to a slather of. I mean, I would object to a slather of basilisks if they were to come upon me in a battle scenario, but I wouldn't object to the term per se.
Wonderful, thank you. You've been a great help, and you won't be tortured today, so that's good.
Make an intimidation check.
That is literally the most
Well,
9.
Neris has ever heard Fleeting say.
Yeah,
She's just there kind of like,
yeah.
it speaks?
He's got a page of nouns.
Kind of.
That was his equivalent of the St. Crispin's Day speech.
Just kind of. He regards you for a second. Just there's a slight pause after
As
that
most
little
do,
end thing after we say torture. As in, did I just hear that? And then he breaks that silence with just a. You're a funny one, you. Yes, torture you. I won't torture you today either. Well, let us know when you're heading on, and we must, the Lady Helaine is a not only an important lady, but she is a kind one and a young one, and anything that we can do to speed up the process would be much appreciated. If you can offer any assistance in us finding her, that would be great.
Are we taking that?
I just
Yes, I mean, I think that's
hold that thought. Start together, guys. So that's all nice and everything, dude. The Bokalag dude that's tied up, but what about the diamond in the cave?
We're not going that direction. They don't need to know about that. Not yet.
There's some more stuff in the mushroom room as well.
I say the diamonds. We won't be able to get those. We won't be able to get those diamonds out without a lot of time and effort. I mean, we need to go get Lady Helaine first. But the diamonds, I said.
What about the stuff in the mushroom room? There's still more stuff
Was there
in
much
there.
left? How much was left actually? Did
More
you see how
vials
much
and
left?
poultices.
Yes, we can stop by that room to get the rest of the stuff, but the diamonds, we won't be able to get that out without actual time.
Before you go in, just check. Can I have a look at the satchel?
Yes, of course you can. Just open it. You
so
can just.
while you guys were snoozing.
It's a nice leather satchel. Just sling it over your shoulder. It's quite makes
Nothing
it.
in it?
Inside, no, there are some metal instruments inside it. A couple of poultices, and there's one sort of iron ring inside of it. Looks like it fit a humanoid finger.
Brucon sort of
Fine.
leans forward.
Does
and-
anybody want to go in to
Rather
get the
than
rest of the
bleachers.
stuff? I'm good.
Brucon leans forward and goes, I'm sort of not really on top of what's going on here. I thought the idea was to clear some rocks to rescue a woman who's not here, but some dwarves are here. I'm a little behind on current events. What are we doing?
I think the woman might still be in there.
I think they've been separated during the Basilisk attack, so we think that's path that Malar found. She must
Oh,
hopefully.
we think she might be down there.
beyond
I
that.
see.
There's
Okay.
also some more bits of the cave we hadn't explored with weird, creepy, crawly moving things.
Rippling.
Where I certainly won't be going in first.
Fair play. But yeah, so did you want it? How much was left in there? Just some vials.
Just a few vials and poultices, from what I could tell.
Okay, well, if we clear out them first, and then check down some of the paths we haven't before we head to that next bit.
And are we taking the
So
Teen and Intel with us?
Can I mage hand the rest?
Yeah,
This is
we'll
gonna be
take
super
them.
boring.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, it'll take a few minutes, but yeah, it will
Tina
happen.
is staying
Got it.
tied up.
Just to expedite it, was that
Yes,
happens. Yeah.
exactly.
I'm telling Turin that Tina's staying tied up
Why?
because he attacked us.
For no reason.
What?
Absolutely no reason whatsoever.
Well, that's most unlike him. I know he has a temper, but he's never laid a finger on anyone before.
He's a bit of a loose cannon.
Can you make a persuasion check for me?
Terrible bodyguard.
You get advantage on this because these guys were helping you. To be convincing.
So,
Thank God that's a natural 1. And a 9. Was it?
persuasion.
Persuasion. 14.
Okay. That's enough. So he's right. Okay. Well, if he wakes up, when he wakes up, I'm sure he won't want to be tied up, but I'll explain that it's for his own safety. And I guess we'll see what happens. This is most unlike him, I must say.
So
He goes back over to him, picks him up.
yeah, I'm going to follow behind Neris coming in.
Brucon suggests to Malar, maybe you'd want to stay here and make sure nothing untoward happens to these people.
Well, to the
To our dwarven,
companions
yes,
here.
my kinfolk here.
Well, I'm sure I can give them some company and regale them with my teachings, and he just continues on.
And if
about-
we need to come
there's
back
a
for
5-minute spiel about the
Yeah.
aid.
And if we need to come back for aid, then you'll be here.
So
I will say, I think DK wanted to join in enough to earn experience.
Yeah.
I was Well, I mean, I can look after these two, but I thought that they wanted to come in as well with
Yes.
us.
Oh, right,
okay.
But we can. I
Okay.
can make sure that they're at the back and protected.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that works.
So basically, if they just stay 5 feet behind them.
Perfect.
But can you cast light for Malor so you can see?
You know, I could carry the troublemaker if you want, just to make sure that he doesn't
I approve of that plan.
Carry the what, sorry?
The troublemaker.
Oh, right.
the tied up
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
I could.
yeah. Yeah,
If you
okay.
want.
The one that can't walk.
Yes.
No,
On the count.
no. I
The one who's tied
Yeah,
up.
but what about the one that can't walk?
well, I mean, he looks like he could walk. Just perhaps not
Is Malor
as
gonna-
quickly as the rest of us. But if I stay with him, I can support him, and I can hold the other one.
Malor's gonna look like some overworked parent, holding the troublemaker under the arm, holding the other one by the hands, like, come on.
That's literally what this is.
I pick
It's
up a rock,
babysitting.
I cast light, and
He's got one of them
does
in
he
the
have
boobs.
a free
He just
limb?
extends his trunk. Well, thank
I was gonna say,
goodness,
does
and
it-
holds it in his trunk,
Can
and then
you
he's.
breathe?
When you're out of hands. Who knows?
He's got a mouth under each arm.
So he's
Light on his trunk.
So he's
I'm gonna
hold.
hold
So
the
basically, he grabs the tied up one, slings him under his arm. The other one is still walking, but he's kind of put his arm around him to like shepherd him
So if
along.
Malor's holding it with his trunk, he's just got disadvantage on stealth until he hears trying to breathe around the stone.
Why don't
He
we
can
just-
still breathe out of his mouth. as
Elephants
well.
have mouths.
He can still breathe out of his mouth. Funnily
It
enough.
doesn't work for this.
He has to
They're
talk
not
like
anteaters.
So are we going into the cave then, or not?
Yeah, so we're heading in. Neris is leading the charge.
Anyway, we've achieved the thing I was after, which is Malar is base. Malar is safe.
He is the Alamo.
Is
Yeah,
going-
yeah.
Hey!
Oh, did you
Yeah.
did you get all the stuff?
Yep.
Oh, sweet. What were the
No.
potions?
Haven't checked yet. I just packed everything into my backpack.
The one with the shield is the one. Is the,
Oh, we
is
got
the-
a theme going on down here. Right.
Okay, so
quick question.
who's on camera duty? Wants to
Oh.
do the thing?
Is anyone else
Julie,
rolling
do the
for
thing.
hit points when they level up?
Oh,
I wasn't.
You weren't?
I was going out.
So what was the
Rolling, you're gonna roll for hit points when you
points,
level
I'm
up.
just taking the
Do.
average.
It's up to you. It's up to you if you want to roll.
It's
You
your-
can roll.
I'm gonna do
It's
it,
your
I'm gonna
call.
do it, I'm gonna
Alright.
Do it in front of the camera. Let's see
Oh,
this.
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
nice.
bring the camera over to the dice tower. Let's have a
Swing the
look.
dice
Oh
tower
my
over.
god, teamwork.
This is
Can we see it?
this
Can we
is
see it?
live
Okay.
camera play right here. Here we go.
Live rolling.
2
Oh, yeah.
1 hit point.
And with
hit
your
point.
-1 constitution, you get 1 hit point for leveling up. That was a
Excellent.
risk that did not go in your favour.
I'm getting this distinct feeling that Leobrin's
Camera.
bright light is going to shine brightly,
It's
but
okay.
perhaps
It's just a
briefly.
balancing act, really.
I don't know what
Yeah,
you're
it's got
talking
it.
about.
So what's your max HP at level 2?
8.
8. Splendid.
Oh no, that's the
Now
way.
you know why we didn't.
I'll be your
roll.
meat shield.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
I think
The sorcerer. Okay. Yeah.
It was ironic.
I think I
Alright.
will expend a hit dice.
Wasn't
to-
sure if how serious you were being.
Right. So at this point, I stop and I'm like,
Nice.
I distinctly remember some crawling over here, and does anybody want to take a point?
No, you
No,
got
nope.
the guy with the highest AC leads. It's like we've got this planned.
Actually, joint highest. What's your hit point max?
So are we
Fleeting
going
look?
this
Oh,
way or are we
18.
going this
18.
way? Where the creepy crawlies are.
I'm technically Brucon is a better meat shield than Fleeting Look is right now. So and Brucon is absolutely the type of person who would just casually saunter into the front.
I'm learning
And
to stop
so,
leading.
which way are you
but-
going?
Which way should he be going?
This
He doesn't
was
really
where
know
there
what-
was
We wanna
creepy
head
things.
Yeah.
towards this. We've not explored that.
So that's the room with all the shimmery weirdness that I
Yeah,
thought was a
this
gelatinous
fits,
cube,
yeah.
but isn't. As I've had confirmation,
And-
it's not.
And
we've
this,
not been in here
And we've
where
not
we
been in
saw
there.
tons of cobwebs on
Yeah.
the
and we've
ceiling.
not been through this bit.
But we can see through
that's
that,
the way
yeah.
we went to the. That's the
Oh, we went
Basilisk
around.
chamber.
We went around.
But it's just a
Maybe
passageway.
we'll
We
do
can
that.
see through that.
Okay, so call it. Shout it out. Brucon has no.
Let's go this way, the spiderweb way.
Okay, okay.
Fine.
Oh yeah, we can see this way.
Okay.
We can physically see that.
Yeah, you can take that away. That's fine.
Spiders feels like a more fightable, mundane type of threat than whatever weird rippling reality shenanigans are going on over there. So Brucon's on board. On board with the spider route.
Cool. Should we start
Okay, cool. So you make your way
Slightly
back
more stealthy.
inside the
Adventurers on
cave,
parade.
and you you stealthing or
Yeah,
just
should we
Sure,
just start
yeah.
with
Okay,
stealth?
cool.
Okay.
Everyone makes
Well, do
stealth
we walk
checks
up
for me,
normally
please.
to this part, or do we want to stealth from?
It's okay. The
Well,
stealth check will
yeah.
just cover the whole thing.
Non-natural 20.
26.
Fire.
5.
Can I lend him some of mine? I got 26. He got 5. Can we just, like,
I'm afraid
average
that's
it
not how that works.
out? Damn it.
As fun as that would be.
Yeah, and 9.
9. You got 9. Okay, that's
It was a
interesting.
very poor roll.
12.
Did you roll a 3? Did you roll a 4?
4.
Okay, well, you so you get up to
We've got a lot of
the
people down
corridor.
this
This
passage.
is a big party.
As per last week, I haven't rolled for the guys at the back because they're quite loud and they've decided to
very far
hang
away.
at the back and they're not going to pursue. They'll just maintain a distance. But Brucon, when you get up to this particular tunnel going off to the left of you, the one that you had identified from before, again, it's very still. It's eerily still inside. The rock walls in here somehow seem rougher than in other parts of the cave. With more jagged. There's just a real kind of oppressive atmosphere to it. Your passive perception is 13, isn't it?
Correct.
So yeah, you also notice the kind of the white strands hanging from the ceiling, hanging a few feet down. The ceiling's maybe 10 feet high. The strands hang down a good 4 feet, so that's quite long. But for you, being a dwarf, you can get under them without touching them.
Yep.
There you go.
Right.
So
Sorry.
we're realising that we're almost full people. That we're nearly in line with our bodies in the top half of the bodies.
It's all the novelty of the shared screen. That's why I should move it away so you can't see that. It's fine. Okay, so yeah, that's what you see at this point, and you can see it curves round away from you and out of your sight.
Yep.
So I'm gonna peek over his shoulder, and I'm going to, don't hate me, cast Firebolt to get rid of those pesky lowered web tendril thingies.
Are you going to
so
give Brucon some warning that you're doing this?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so for
So
this,
proud.
I need you to make an attack roll.
He just sees like a hand come past his face.
I need to make an attack roll?
Yep.
So there's that D20?
D20 and then add your spell casting.
Ooh,
spell
that's not
attack
good.
rolls.
That's 10.
10.
You can attack some webs with
Inanimate
10.
objects are
Yeah.
pretty low.
But yes, they are quite low. That's
Maybe
true.
they're animate.
Yeah. Just like going literally over his shoulder. Like,
Okay.
So if you've got like a 1 on the stealth check, I would have expected like I just kind of aim my hand over his shoulder. Fireball!
So 10 is exactly what you needed.
Stealth mode!
10 is exactly what you needed to roll for damage.
Sorry, I need to roll for damage.
Roll for damage,
Yep.
That is 9.
9. Okay, and because of the properties of this particular thing that you hit, it's vulnerable to fire damage. So it does a lot. So it just whoomph, goes up, and just like
Disappears.
bits of dust come down from what was once this web.
How
And
far?
just
that
in the immediate area that you hit,
Okay.
just this one strand completely disintegrates, and you hear from further on within the cave, you hear a shriek of some variety from a creature as yet unnamed from further within.
And at that point, I just kind of like, okay, I'm done.
Okay,
Clearly
so
doesn't like fire.
there are a few more dots about further down this tunnel that you can see. But that first one, no problem, gone.
Well, it's affected by fire. I like this.
Everything's affected by fire.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
Brucon kind of turns and goes, "You sure you don't want to go first?"
No. Don't worry.
I don't have a whole lot of in the fire department.
But you're also shorter than me, so I can just. I got you.
Over the top. Okay, that's a good point. I make a good kind of first rank fire, second rank fire sort of
Fire.
That's very
component.
true.
Do we want to light things up?
Sure.
Cool.
It's kind of the theme. Let's just go with it.
Yeah.
I'm feeling crazy right now.
Leoporen pushes forward and tries to launch a fairy fire down here.
Regular fire.
I love fairy fire.
What's the radius on floaty fire? 20 feet?
Good question.
Or is it a
Where's
20
the
feet
thingy?
box?
Where's
It's
the
one.
thingy? 60-foot range. I think it's a 20-foot box.
I think it's a 20-foot box. That sounds right.
Yeah.
Okay, so which point are you aiming at?
Was it?
I'm trying to sort of get to that corner there.
Just
if
there.
I can.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, cool.
basically as best I can. Right at the corner. 20-foot cube.
20-foot cube. Okay.
20-foot cube.
And
If
so
there's-
anything within that is kind of outlined with that pinkish purplish.
All objects are.
Mm-hmm.
So the area is lit with dim light.
Yep.
Any creatures
Yeah.
have to make a save, a dexterity save of DC
Wrong.
13.
Okay. You do that, and from what you can see in that cubic area,
also still
these jagged walls now look slightly softer and more welcoming, as they've got this kind of magenta hue to them now, rather than just being jagged and oppressive and dark and dank and horrible.
There's a zebra patterning on one bit of the wall for no particular
It's
obvious
like a
reason.
feature wall. Yeah, that's all you can see. from
Disco
there.
ball descends from the
Cool.
ceiling.
Well, I can't see any creatures lit up, so
Let's go.
let's go.
Good. Okay, you first.
Wait.
Okay, yeah. So what's the marching order? Yeah,
Brucon first.
because it's quite a narrow passageway. It's 5 feet wide.
By process of elimination,
Oh,
Nero
good.
second.
I said.
Eobron is confident in his spells, so he'll come up next.
Okay.
Okay, so it's you guys, then I'll follow.
Basically, we could just like
So,
one over each shoulder.
Brucon, as you step forward, you notice on the floor leading into
You
the
notice all
cavern,
the skin on your face falling
off. You notice these blades come in and decapitate.
Yeah.
No, what you do notice is amongst the dust that seems to be lining the floor, which is then highlighted when Nera sets fire to a cobweb and adds to that. You see that there's also one clean line in the rock that seems to be leading further into
How wide?
into this cavern. It's maybe a foot wide. It's not
Right.
particularly wide, but it's maybe 2 feet wide. But it's forming a trail through the dust inside.
From where we are, can we see that as well?
Not amongst all these bodies in front of you. No, you can't see that. He can because he's in the front.
So as soon as it happens, Brucon stops and does an elaborate hand jive, military like hand gesture signal, meaning hang on, stop. There's a foot wide thing. Anyway, he kind of calls
So
a stop.
it's just a trail.
I've just
which
seen
is
something. There's a sort of trail. I think something's been dragged.
Does it look like it was moving when it was dragged, or is it like if it was alive and dragged and kicked, or was it like some
That's a good question. But probably there will be a check of some kind.
Yeah, you can make a survival check
At
and
this
see what you
point,
can
we should be
produce.
able to see
Or investigation, your choice.
I would prefer survival.
Okay.
At this point, we should be able to
We see around the corner.
Oh, there you go.
When you get to the corner, then you can take that off.
Go for Robert Downey Jr. Survive. 11.
It's hard to tell what exactly this was. You'd assume it would have been a creature of some variety, but with something moving through this space to cause a line in it. But obviously, they're not footprints. This looks like a trail. You think, is it something that's sliding along the ground? Is it something that's being dragged? Is it maybe some other liquid of some variety
Who's to
that's
say?
forming a trail along the thing? It
Is
could
that
be a
just
number of
one?
things. It's just one trail, yeah.
So it's not
Just
likely
one clean line going all the way through.
So if it's a clean line, it's not likely to have been alive when it was dragged. So it's either maybe
or awake.
unconscious or a statue.
Or it's a snake, or a snail.
Wouldn't be a straight line if it was a snake.
Or a gelatinous cube.
Oh, it can be a straight
Very,
line.
very
A
small.
very small
Snakes
one.
don't necessarily go like this.
Find out all the answers to these
Snakes can
questions
go straight.
in 5 feet.
Okay, so
Should we step
What do you do?
forward?
All the answers to these questions lie one failed deck save away. Well, Brucon doesn't have any immediately obvious presentiment of imminent death, so bring it on.
continue inside.
Knock
Okay,
my face
so
off. Show me what you got.
Adventure.
okay, so you two at the front.
It's empty. Perfect.
So Brucon, Neris, can you both make dexterity saving as you hear a rumble and a crack?
Oh, that's not
Underfoot.
good. That is not good.
Oh my god!
Where's my dex? This is looking at the wrong place.
These dice are extremely cursed.
That's 7.
9.
That's not good.
Okay, both of you. As you step further into the corridor, you just
Failed.
you feel like the floor just suddenly just move, almost lurch forward with you on it. You hear this the crack of these rocks. You're next in line. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as well. You two, I will tell you what happens just after his roll. Because he's in the line of fire.
Sit there
The
and stew
pit.
while
You
waiting to see if
monster.
you have any friends.
13.
13. Okay, so for you the DC was easier because you are third into you're like, "Wah!" and you can pull yourself back as the essentially this the entirety of the floor underneath you just kind of cracks and falls down, the two of you with it, going prone. There's a massive rubble going down, cascading onto the two of you prone. It drops maybe 5 to 10 feet down. It's quite a bit of a way, but you take 5 points bludgeoning damage each as the rocks fall down onto you. And you're not buried, but you are half submerged in rock and shingle currently.
Are you okay?
How far down?
About just over 5 feet down. Okay.
Maris is okay. Brucon!
Son of a...
Hello.
Okay, cool. They're both alive. I say to the people behind me.
Well, I'm gonna step forward
and at
next
this
to you.
point,
that hurt.
you say as you turn around, you say they're both okay. I think you then hear a noise from behind you, and you both hear the noise as well because you're within this whole complex. You look up, and Brucon, you see a giant 8-legged form coming from the roof, dropping down onto you. And everyone can roll.
It's two dogs in front of each other.
Ooh, okay.
So before initiative, so this is essentially a surprise attack on you.
Yeah.
Roll for initiative.
Yeah. That's better.
Switch back a second.
If I'd rolled that, I probably would still have been in trouble. But never mind.
Okay.
Rolled that, I wouldn't have been in trouble.
No, you definitely would have been fine.
You're saving your good rolls for the initiative because
Yeah.
you just knew this was coming.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm 50 XP behind her. It was all part of the plan.
anyone gets 20 to 15.
23.
23.
I have 20. Non-natural.
20 for.
Dan's got 21.
Thank you, Puppet Man.
Sorry, you were looking at your person.
21 for,
Extremely
21,
high
21 for
initiative rolls.
fleeting. Yeah, this is good. Okay, anyone else 20 to 15?
Oh, that's genuine, thank you.
Nope. Okay, 15 to 10?
Yep.
Do we want to yell and get
What did you get?
13.
13.
Looking for sun. Probably not Brucon though.
I mean,
Mal-
we're still
Mal-
down a hole,
Mal-
so we can
Mal-
chuck
Mal-
Mala down the hole.
Okay, 10 to
Yeah,
10 to
Just bring him
5.
close in case we need
I got a
someone.
9.
9.
Hey.
Did you get a good roll?
My
I got
friends.
rolled a 7
9.
plus 9.
9.
Plus 2.
Did you get a good roll? 9.
Okay.
Great.
Also no.
Schnell, Kartoffelchen, and
Okay.
also no.
So Brucon, this spider jumps down from the roof. A giant, thin, spindly,
Is there a
purpley black spider.
Is there a Lego spider?
Quite right, there is. I forgot.
Oh, yay!
Only got 6 legs,
Extremely
but it'll do.
dislike.
Lego crab.
Is he on top of them?
Actually, wait, no.
He's jumping on top of Brucon. Yeah.
That's a more legs. Lego ant.
Okay. Does a
Wish I still had burning hands.
15 hit?
No.
I used the.
With advantage as well. Oh, you were lucky. Oh, you were lucky. As a spider
wise.
pounces down onto you. So it is currently on top
As
of
its
you, but
wisdom that kept me-
it tries to bite it into you.
Oh no,
you manage
that's
to,
not.
with your monk-like reflexes, whoa,
Yeah.
swish your hair out, your immaculate hair out of the way,
Yeah.
and you're not bitten so far. Seth, top of the round. What are you doing?
So, how far across is it the hole? Like, is the spider now in the hole?
The spider's in the hole with them, yeah.
In the hole. So,
On top of Brucon, they're both prone.
how
It's
far
in my hair.
am I able to tuck it across the hole, or is it too far away? Like,
Sorry?
so with the hole, so nearest
Go
foot of
full
the
Ace
hole.
Ventura with it.
So is the spider like 10 feet away from me on the other side of the hole? Or
It's
can I reach it?
basically
It's as it is
in
on
front
there.
of you.
So yeah, it's 10
So-
feet and then 5 feet down, so you can see it, yes.
So I can see it, but I can't hit it immediately.
Not in melee without getting down there, no.
How far is it? Across
You'd have to climb. You'd have to
jump across the hole. Can I make stationary jump across?
The entirety of that platform up until the far wall has dropped down, so there's no higher point aside from round the corner, which you can't really see from where you are.
Can I make a 5-foot jump onto the spider?
You can certainly try to jump onto the spider, yes.
Can I try to jump over with the rapier and stab down?
Make an acrobatics check, and then we'll do an attack roll after that.
Acrobatics.
That was the D12.
Wrong dice.
It's okay, it happens to everyone.
Oh, come on!
Oh.
Sorry, I rolled a 1 with the D12, and then I rolled a 1.
Natural one.
With a natural 1 with the actual dice.
So in the heat of the moment, thinking, I must save my new companions. Oh, his beard! Look out for the beard! And
I just superhero land next to them, sword in the ground.
On a natural 1 and an acrobatics check, you ain't superhero landing, Chief.
No.
That's not how that's happening.
You're eating it.
I'm thinking face planted.
In my mind, I'm super cool. I've landed. I've like stabbed it. I look 5 foot to my left. It's over there. I'm like, cool.
What essentially happens is you throw caution to the wind, and you don't note it, and you try and squeeze past the Oberyn, who's also in the space, but that causes trying to squeeze past the Oberyn then throws you off balance. So when you go for the jump, you actually end up landing prone on top of Nerys in the hole.
Come to help!
Your head is where your tail is, and your head is where your tail is, and it's all very embarrassing.
Quick question.
That's something out of an anime pop, probably.
That's basically.
Sorry.
Really?
The
normal one.
I tripped.
So I can't remember if you said I can't remember if you said what kind of damage the 5 damage that we each took was.
Bludgeoning.
The floor literally collapsed. You jumped in.
Okay, so that's so you do that. So you've still got some movement left, so you can get up.
Oh yes.
If you'd like to.
Can I stand up?
Yes, you can stand up. You awkwardly.
Well, that's half the movement.
And I'll help him.
Yeah, you try not to stand on Nerys more. It's hard to tell because she's half submerged in the rock, but you know. Yeah.
I'm within 5 feet of it now.
Yes, you are.
Just as planned.
This has all gone to plan. 15.
15 is a hit. Yes.
So, with Swashbuckler now, I get to use sneak attack if I'm within 5 feet of it, and there are no same things with sneak attack. There's no other creatures with like.
Okay, cool. Well, that's great. In this instance, you have Brucon anyway.
Yeah, you would be sneak attacking that bad boy for 4 days.
Yeah, that's good to know for the future.
He's prone. I think it's like if they're in, is it? They have to be not incapacitated.
Yeah, but he's not incapacitated.
Oh, prone. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. He's still in melee with it currently.
Cool. So that's 8.
I make that 18 damage.
12 damage.
12 damage.
Nice.
Sinking that rapier in, you stab it in one of its many eyes, and it recoils backwards, like, but it's still up. So, are you doing anything else? You got a bonus action?
Is this the battle music?
Can I, with my bonus action, still with the rest of my movement, try and move to the other side of it to try and give more people space?
Unfortunately, it's a narrow corridor. Yeah. It's going to be hard to move. To move, you can't really move around.
I can't around.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah,
because one is an attack.
Both are action.
It's defined by whether they're in action.
They're both actions.
They are. Okay, so no then.
Fleeting, you're next.
Am I able to shuffle through or not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You can. You can't exactly shuffle through. You can push through the other guys in your team. Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I meant.
That's put the one there for you. Yeah, you can do that. No problem. It's just double movement getting through your fellows.
Oh, okay. That's fine. I'll shuffle.
I was wondering when.
Yeah, because that went so well.
That second
Give it
time
time.
with the charm.
Look at me just like face down in the dirt, like really.
It's a narrow corridor. We don't have many options.
Face down in the dirt with another man pounding on you. It's Tuesday already, Zarbon.
So yeah, you can get to the edge before the drop down. What did you want to do?
You in the drop?
He is currently in the drop. Yes.
Do not land on me.
Can I go in the drop?
You can drop in as well, yeah.
Did you choose some magical effects?
It's only
when
5
you
feet
hit
down, so
someone?
you're fine. You just
Oh,
drop
that's
in.
fine. See,
Drop in the drop.
Don't know what everybody's complaining about. I'll attack with my battle axe, please.
Okay, so because you're having to squeeze through the same space as both Neris on the floor and
you can hold both.
Seth on the
Have a read.
top, you can have disadvantage on the
That's
roll.
fair enough.
Okay.
That's why I was trying to jump over.
No, that's a bad miss.
5.
Yeah.
5 misses.
Yeah.
I was like 5 damage. I was just assumed you hit. So you're just trying to squeeze through this, essentially a gorge that you guys are in, and trying to swing around with this hefty battle axe. And you just end up chinking into the wall. You take
it's
a bit of
Metamagic
rock
is-
off
sorry.
from it,
Yeah,
but no damage to the spider at this time. Okay, Brucon,
Hello.
you are coming up. It's Neris first.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That was a good save. Good save, Brucon. You're coming up after Neris. Who's next?
Brucon, prepare.
Right.
Well,
So I would like to stand up,
okay.
if
Half
you
your
will.
movement.
And then I would like to cast Firebolt. And no, and then.
Okay. Yeah, you can.
That's what you have to say when this turn is finished.
No, and then.
Yeah. There's a cast Firebolt at it.
Okay, so again, you're trying to. Well, actually, no. This is a ranged attack, and you're doing it at close range, so you're going to have disadvantage on the roll with Firebolt.
Okay. Oh.
If you've got a touch spell, like a melee spell attack, I would do
Well,
that
I
instead,
don't have a
personally.
spell, but I am going to then grab a dagger. Actually, you know what's
If
better?
you've got a
What's
spell
better?
with that needs a save.
Dagger more accurate.
Or
Quirky
yeah,
stuff
or a
does more
save,
damage
or a
if you
spell
hit.
that, or a spell that does
I'm
a
really super
save of
close.
some variety would also be
She's
good.
got to go to those.
Think
I
about
don't-
that for a
Burning
moment.
don't
hands.
know.
Burning hands would work.
I'll tell you what.
I
I'll tell you
don't
what.
have it.
What. I'll give you a moment because I actually
Oh, you
need
didn't
to
use-
dash off for a second as
Good.
well. So
Good,
have a
okay.
think about that. We'll be back
Yeah.
very shortly.
Quick tactics talk. Let's talk.
I'd like to
The hands.
cast Burning Hands and grab it and do bad things to it.
All right.
That's basically the extent of the plan.
Do the thing.
Burning hands. Okay. So you have to angle this just right to make sure that you don't engulf Brucon in the flames as well.
Hands.
It's touch as well, so I go.
No, it's not a touch spell. Burning hands. It's a
It's a save.
cone.
Oh right, okay.
That's
fine.
fine. It's a save, so they don't.
But
So
if
anything
you,
within that cone would have to
But
make
that
a
you
save.
can
Okay,
do
so
it to
I-
exclude me is good.
Yeah, you can angle it upwards so it excludes him. That's fine.
But I'm still kind of below it, so.
yeah, you can certainly do it. So it has to make a dexterity saving throw, and what is the save? What?
Save is 12.
12. Okay.
Oh, right, okay.
Okay, so it's got a. Okay, let's see what it rolls. Oh, rolled a natural 1. That's really fair. Roll
Kill
3.
it with
so,
fire!
so it takes
Full damage.
3d6 worth of fire damage from you.
Six, okay. Oh, actually, no, I have 3d6
Ah!
of my own!
Hey!
My collection has been
Own
growing.
those dice. Own
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah. Hell
literally
yeah.
do.
The collection.
I literally own
It
them.
begins.
Okay,
I love that
actually.
you're still at the dice level where everything's got its own bag.
I
and its
know.
own individual collection.
Baggy. Okay.
Here we go. Okay, that was, yeah, solid 10 damage.
10.
10 damage. Alrighty,
fires.
Roo. You singe it, and its black and purple form is now looking more black and blue than black and purple. And also slightly
My black
singed.
and blue.
Uh,
Black and orange.
Black and blue is an expression of it being beaten up.
Yeah, no, but I want it to be on fire.
I see. Well, it is looking slightly singed as well. Does that
Is
help?
it redder?
There's more black than blue. Does that help?
Good.
Okay, good.
Yes,
good.
I'll take that.
Excellent. All right.
Colour coding is important, kids.
Alrighty then. Are you doing anything else at all?
I am converting my sorcery points into another spell slot.
Sensible. Cool.
The
That's
best
your
and
bonus action.
indeed,
And then that's your turn. And okay, so next is Brucon.
the best and indeed only other thing to do with the sorcery points right now. Brucon is gonna hang on to. He's still not done. He's still not gone hog wild with the martial arts combat nurse, but he's still not going to just yet. He's going to hold fire on that. So just a regular old attack. Any chance of getting some kind of combat bonus or something from having all bar one of the party like backing him up, or no?
What is it you're trying to do?
Just an attack.
Just an attack. Well, currently you're prone, so it would be disadvantage on the.
Okay. Well, half the movement to bounce to feet.
Okay. So it's currently on top of you, so you'll have to wrestle it off of you. So I'll let you do an athletics check, and this is just free as part of the
Cool,
movement to
okay,
see if
yep.
you can sort of push your way up past
Fine.
it.
Let's okay. Yeah. Let's.
Do it, Brucon.
No, we cannot. 8.
8. 8 is not strong, so you're like, you're going to push your way out of it, and it's just not moving its 8 legs, just lock into place in the
You can
walls.
still attack with disadvantage, though, can't you?
Probably.
You can still attack with disadvantage.
Okay,
Yes.
well then that's what Brucon's going to do. And he's going to flourish his... Actually, no, he's just going to go for 2. He's going to do a couple of... he's going to go Kill Wheel 2 on this and a couple of 1-inch punches into the underside rather than trying to wield a short sword at no range because there's no room to manoeuvre.
That
So,
sounds sensible. Okay.
so attack number 1, because these have got disadvantage.
Yep.
So attack number 1 is 9.
9.
My dice rolling tonight has been absolutely
You can't get enough
woeful.
force behind it to cause any
Okay,
damage.
but bonus attack for a second one.
Yep.
So bonus action for a second one and 10.
10. Again, you just don't have the swinging room that you're used to from your
Yeah.
training at the Barkfang Monastery. You're more used to more flowing movements, and you just can't. You haven't got the space
No,
currently.
yeah.
That's you. That's you.
Fair,
It's now
reasonable.
its turn.
Just realised we can't see the spider
I
on the
believe it's
thing,
me
just
turn?
'cause we've got everyone surrounding
Yeah.
it.
That's what I'm trying moving it around.
Is it me or is it going between?
Oh, I'm so sorry. You are next. You're quite right.
It's
Sorry.
a me.
Ooh, okay.
It's a me.
That's closer than I thought it would be.
It's a me, Leoberon.
Yeah, it needs to be further away, really, doesn't it?
You're better
Snake,
placed.
snake,
And then
it's like
we use
flopping
this.
around. Ooh. Little
That's
wobble.
nice angle.
Nice.
Hit them angles.
I see it.
Leoberon looks down and goes, I'm very sorry, Spider. And
You're apologising to Brucon.
Don't apologize!
launches a Eldritch
Kill
Blast.
Well, just last, okay. So because there's obviously some bodies in the way, it's going to up the DC a bit. Just That's just so you know.
Kill.
The AC, should I say?
AC. I'm probably going to hit it because that's 24.
Oh yeah, you hit it.
24 does the thing. Roll the damage.
Rogers.
That is not much damage. That's 2 force damage.
2 force damage.
From a force.
It's as you hear an apology. First of all, followed by just this wave of forceful energy, just bashes into it, recoils back. It's still there, but it's it's not looking great. But yeah. Okay, you doing anything else?
No. I'll stay where I am, ready to blast.
Okay, it's at this time
How
then.
much damage was played on it?
10, 12, 2. Did you hit it?
2.
24.
It's not bad.
So from its position, with you still struggling below it, it goes to make an attack on you again, try to
On me?
bite into you. Yes.
Yeah.
So because you're prone, it's got advantage on the attack, which it rolled a 1 and a 3, so it does nothing.
So good.
And it then like looks up at you guys that are then all coming in towards it, and it it rears back, it sort of points its the sort of, is it the abdomen, the bit at the back, the big
His bum.
Yeah.
points that at you guys, and
Abdomen.
Thorax.
thorax, thank you, the thorax.
Abdomen's the middle.
The abdomen, I thought it
Thorax.
was the middle,
Yeah,
yes.
I've-
The thorax,
I
it
have
reels back,
posed
it
that
turns
perfectly.
gets the thorax and fires off a load of webbing towards you, towards... I haven't rolled dice. I'm going to work out which one it's going to go for.
Well,
I'm
kinda
in the
mean-
hole and he's in the
We're in
hole,
the-
but he's not in the hole. So
No, I meant out
I
of you two.
think me and Neris are at the front.
Yeah, it's one of you two, but I was
Yeah.
trying to decide which one of you two. But it's going for the fire lady.
of course it is.
Because you set it on fire. So.
And I will do so again if it freaking covers me in gross spider webs.
Okay, so
You're
does...
about to.
Okay, well that's terrible. Does an 11 hit?
No.
No. Okay, so you managed to duck
It's
out
going to
of
be
the way.
one of those evenings where the Benny Hill
Webbing
soundtrack
jumps
would be an
into it.
appropriate
Draconic
alternative.
resistance!
Yeah, quite. This
Suck it!
this spider, unlike those that you've seen before, obviously it's a lot larger. It's very long-legged and spindly. It looks kind of emaciated, not like as tough and full as you would expect some of it to be.
It's not-
and it clearly is showing its feebleness through its attacks.
It is not a chonker.
Yep, that's its go.
Oh, Lord, he ain't coming.
Doesn't move from where it is currently.
That's me.
Yeah, that's top of the round though. So top of the round.
That's not going to work.
Action. Because you're in the lair of the spider.
Spiders from
Okay,
behind.
so okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 here. Okay, fine. Okay, so Leoberin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I hear
It's at this point after
That's
you've
the light
sent
type
off the
falls on
forceful
you.
energy. No, it's not a stalactite this time.
Oh.
From out of the wall, it seemed from your peripheral vision, you just see movement. Tens of tiny spiders crawl out of the walls and jump onto you, making an attack against you. Does wait, that was an 8, so that's going to miss. But currently you've just got spiders all crawling all
In the
around
rough?
you. Tiny little spiders. Yeah, in the rough. Oh, they are. The rough is like a landing spot for them, right off the wall.
Right in the
of
face.
And they're just currently all over you, crawling all over your body. It's most unpleasant.
Babies! No!
Yeah. Okay, Seth.
The spider.
Cool. So I'm going to attack again with the rapier.
Full Gary Oldman in Lost in Space.
That is a natural 20.
Natural 20. Holy moly. Okay, yep. Roll for damage.
So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's all of it again for a critical, isn't it?
Yeah. The dice again for the critical.
11 plus 8,
19.
20, 22, 25 damage.
25 damage. Okay. So, so in one hit, you did as much damage as everyone has done so far, just about. So with that, describe to us how you slay these giant spiders.
He just fired through a hole in its butt at Neris, didn't it?
Yep.
Cool. So with the rapier,
Oh no.
Oh no! This is what you wanted to do to the basilisk.
don't let this be a thing. With the rapier, just throw a rapier in hand, I'm going to stab straight into that.
We formally apologise to all our viewers.
Especially all of our viewers who are spiders.
Murder things by stabbing them in the butt.
If you're a spider right now, your spinneret, you're just going, oh, that's really in
Or
sympathy.
anyone with an anus.
All spiders just clenched a bit then.
If you are an arachnid or know somebody who would be affected by this issue, please call us on our hotline.
So yeah, break out straight down.
Straight into the thorax,
Yep.
straight up its chuff as you.
It's an easier if you see where I've positioned him on top of Brucon. It works.
Episode title, right in the spider chuff.
A spider chuff. So, put it up there, and with one last blood-curdling cry, it falls lifelessly on top of Brucon, with little bits of
Just
webbing
like-
just coming out of the.
Honestly, I'm fine. Really, it's not a problem.
With the
It's like
with the
in
rapist guys,
Lord
can
of
I
the
use it
Rings.
a bit as a lever to give me a bit of hand of getting it off Brucon?
Yeah, of course you can.
So
Yeah.
with the
So
bravery, I'm sort of just going to use that as a bit of lever to try and help. break
basically,
the
that's
with
a strength check with advantage to lever it off. Kind of like a crowbar you're using.
I'll help. I'll start.
Yeah. Okay, so you got advantage.
Honestly, it's very kind, but completely unnecessary.
Oh yeah, I got like 11.
11. And fortunately, the sword doesn't break, but you can't quite get it off
Yeah,
right
I'm
now.
just trying to help Brucon. I assume he's strong
Say,
enough.
can Brucon make a strength check with some kind of
Yeah,
bonus
I've got
conferred
12
by
to help him.
allied assistance?
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah, but we are still in initiative.
Oh, we are
but yes.
we are still in initiative.
Yes, you
Oh,
can
yes,
on your
of course,
turn.
Because of the other spiders.
Because of the little spiders.
Oh, then so I'm
Because of the babies.
then I've attacked. So I assume we have initiative, so I probably wouldn't have been able to actually do
We're on
that
time.
Okay.
with my attack. So yeah, I'm ending my turn there.
Fine. Okay. No worries. Unless you can bonus action help, but I don't think you can.
No.
Okay. Fleeting.
There's still.
He's
Like
rogue.
I should
All of his
help
bonus
somehow.
actions are about helping himself.
Yeah, literally.
Usually to run away.
Okay, so the mama's dead, but the babies are currently crawling all over your half-elf companion.
I don't really have many delicate attacks, so apologies for this.
It's pure melee.
10,000 spiders. Like I aim at one with the great axe.
Smite them! So I smite this thing.
I want my free action talk so I can tell people things.
If this is happening around the same time, you can say.
Sure. Step away from me!
I don't know.
I have spells!
Yeah. Leading. He's
Outside
he's
in
going to
the-
step away.
Yeah,
I was preparing to cast Arachnid
outside of
Purge.
your particular tunnel, you've got Malar standing with his two dwarf charges, and he goes, "Stand back! I've got smells." What? I've got smells. What? Oh, okay. Yeah. What are you doing?
I was going to use one of my large oversized weapons to delicately sweep the spiderlings off, but my colleague advised me against that, so I'm not going to. So
Okay.
instead, I'll do something
Do
more
what
sensible.
you want to do.
No, you don't. You don't. So
I'm going to do what I want to do.
I will use Shield of Faith to touch you and make a small glow appear, and you get a bonus 2 to your AC.
Oh shit.
Mission. So I'm helping. as
Right.
opposed to
Yay.
Currently 16
Against my better
AC.
judgment.
Cha-ching.
So with that laying on your hands, as if through divine faith and inspiration, you go lay the hands on, and you feel a warm glow come over you, which you don't recognise as not much of an aficionado of the you don't really recognise what this could be, but yeah.
Cool.
Okay, you doing anything else?
Nope.
You want to do anything else? And then it was your turn.
Yay! Okay. So.
You're super careful. Neris turns around.
So
Barbecues.
it's
What's
the
more
child,
Turning
the child formerly known as Neris.
What's more disturbing about that little interaction just now is that there's a good chance that the viewership would be too young to know what it's a reference to, and we should all.
What is in the artist formerly known as?
No, the and then because that reference is
Great film.
pretty old.
Okay. So I am going to, seeing as I'm still in the hole, try to get the spider off of this guy.
All right. Trying to lift the spider off
Yeah.
him. So this is speed athletics.
Athletics?
Yeah.
I don't know what I could have done.
At which you are
I mean,
so great.
I have 0, wouldn't that be a
So
strength
it's just a
check?
straight
It's all
roll.
the, it's all the
Well, it's the same. It's the
Yeah,
same.
all the
But
same.
if
Whatever
you got
you want.
athletics, you get.
Oh, 4. Great. Nothing.
4.
No.
I was waiting for you to go like, oh, and I was like, oh, no, it's natural 4.
I was waiting for you to say, I'm going to mage hand it. Like, no, not going to work.
We've pretty
Can I
well
just
established
keep-
the precedent that Mage Hand cannot handle that
Can I
kind
keep
of weight.
barbecuing it, basically. It's just that.
If you want to, you have to do that on your
You
next
could
turn.
barbecue the ones that aren't dead.
Alright, you
Worked
can
out
barbecue
in the
those
past.
ones.
Yeah,
Mage
but
hand.
not without barbecuing him.
Can lift the average cat.
That is a risk. Brucon is going to
Another
attempt to
YouTube test.
extricate himself
No,
from
we-
Spider Corpse.
Another adventure.
That's very sensible.
Does Brucon have some leeway in how he goes about doing it?
I think, to be honest,
It's going to be athletics no matter what.
it's going to be athletics no matter what,
Cool.
because it's just pure might to try and
Athletics,
keep it off.
then an athletics check until the number.
No. Actually, no. You know what? You could try and squeeze out from it.
Can I? Yeah, I was going to say, I'm going to try and do a little scuttle
Yeah,
out.
you can try and scuttle
That's
out.
what I'm going to go
Yeah,
for.
that makes sense. You can do that. Seeing as these guys are now moving out of the way.
12.
12? Yeah, more or less. You get to your feet,
Yeah.
get out from under it.
My dice rolling today is just the pits. Not the tits, the pits.
Because this room smells like the pit.
Yeah.
It is a
my
small
really
room
does.
in the height of summer. It is.
Yeah. I need some
It's not
tiny clothes
odorific,
pegs for
but
my
it
dice.
is clammy.
Yeah.
Clammy.
That's right.
It's like when I was in the bathroom. It is fresh. Just feeling that sweat sticking to you. It's lovely. What are you doing? Oh, that feels so good. So what are you?
Oh, man.
So you got out.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? Oh, that's an amazing.
What are you doing? Tell us.
Winning. So
So many
that was
emotions.
my movement to
Get out. Yeah, half of it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I can always trade down. Brucon's going to pull one of the 3 50 feet hempen rope lengths that he acquired from the chamber of the Basilisk in the previous session, and tie one end of it round his waist.
Okay.
And he's going to
Easy
take his
enough.
time over doing it in order to make sure that it's good and on there.
Okay.
And then he's going to use his combat action, if we assume that getting out was movement.
Yep.
So his other thing is going to be to dodge.
So it's another thing. Just keeping your eye out just in case.
We'll just
Yeah.
start looking at the kind of the swarm of spiders and start going, if they start coming to me, I'm going to limbo under them.
That's it. Very sensible. Very sensible. All right. Leo Brin.
Yeah.
Covered in spiders.
Covered in spiders. I've got 2 things I could do.
The main reason I got this was for visual gags.
I
But
don't know.
What was happening? I heard dogs barking and then.
Exactly. He just went like, could you have the dog barking or something?
We got it now.
All right. Okay. I'm just gonna give you guys a little moment. So Leo, what are you doing?
Yeah, let's go for it. Leobrand,
Dog killer.
sort of. Does it need a? I don't know what if it needs a verbal and hold on, give me. For the roleplay purposes, let's just check what this needs
The RP.
for the RP.
I'm intrigued.
Verbal somatic. Okay, so yeah, I'll make some hand gestures and some noises with my mouth, and then go help, and sort of crouch down. And as Leobrand does this, sort of long sort of lines reach up out of the ground in a everywhere within 10 foot around him. I do need to check if it's all creatures. It's all creatures. Cool. All creatures within 10 feet of me must make a strength saving throw.
it had to be strength, didn't it?
So you don't have to make the strength saving throw.
All creatures within 10 feet of me.
So that anything within your space wouldn't have to.
Don't. Yes.
It's their
Are you
creatures within-
exempt? Is that, yeah.
It's me. I'm exempt, not my space. I'm exempt.
Okay.
All creatures within 10 feet of me.
Okay.
Make a what saving throw?
Strength saving throw.
Okay. Good call. Good call.
Not me. Well, the people in
And
the
where is-
hole don't really have to do it.
Within 10 feet of Leobrin, yes, that includes people in the hole because of the nature of the spell. What
Yeah.
spell is it?
This is, well, Arms of Hadar.
Oh, yes, so you will. Yeah.
But reskin for
Oh,
Faye.
great!
Reskin for Faye.
Oh, fun times.
So is it still tentacles or
Vines.
vines? Oh, you said vines. Yes,
What's
yes.
the
Yeah,
save?
vines. DC 13 strength.
17.
Ah,
Gamble,
Strength save.
what have you done?
9.
Abandoned me today.
1.
Cool.
Not
Yeah,
fixing your
I
rock
also failed.
anymore.
The spiders failed.
Killing the spiders. I'm gonna get rid of the spiders.
17.
It did say something about get away from me.
And then one person's turn came around in the initiative order.
It's fine because I rolled. Anyone who failed takes 4 necrotic damage. But that's all of the spiders take 4 necrotic damage each.
And actually, they are not resistant to necrotics. That's good.
And anyone who failed can't take reactions until next turn. If anyone passes, they take 2 necrotic damage.
Wait, so sorry, say that bit again.
Half.
It's half on
So
a mace
success,
save.
yeah. And
Yeah.
what was the other bit?
If that's that.
Oh, there's not.
The other thing is you
Anyone
can't take
failed.
reactions was the
Yeah.
other.
Take reactions, right? Got you. Okay, great.
So, although the spiders are still on me,
Yes.
so I can't really run away from them.
No, you can run with them on you.
Yeah, I'm gonna run with them on me.
Take them on a trip.
It
Yeah.
runs through the cave.
Towards Malar!
Yeah. Hey Malar, look what I found!
3, 4.
Can Malar
I'm gonna run to there.
Can Malar do a reaction spell as he sees them run past?
He's gonna have.
He just sees that all of us go in a hole, and then one of us
This
runs
is.
out
I'm
covered by
going to say that
spiders.
this will be an intelligence check from him to try and work out what the hell is going on right now.
Screaming, they're in my hair!
Yeah.
And my ruff!
He has +1 intelligence, so that gives him 9. So he just kind of is kind of bewildered at this point. And he just go,
Seems to be going well.
guys, do any of you need help with anything?
I
Or
run past Malak going, I'm sorry!
oh, okay, I'll just wait here then. Waiting behind. I'm not sure what to do. Okay, you doing anything else? You're just running away with them on you?
No, you just molested the party with
Gotcha.
like demonic magical arms and then ran away.
Vines, but yeah.
Okay, alright, so the little spider's on you. 6 is not going to hit, so they're still there scuttling all over you, but they're not doing any damage at this point.
Thanks for the shields.
Eventually, Leobrin learned to coexist with the spiders.
A stalemate. They
formed an alliance.
You don't have to worry about the Cold War between the Burican Republic and the Dragonborn Kingdom. It's all about Leobrin and the Spider Kingdom.
The main problem is they keep on winning any vote we have because they outnumber me.
All those in favour?
Entry-ist spider.
They all put up like 6 arms each.
I knew spiders were malevolent. I didn't know they employed old Trotskyist political tactics.
I'm just
the
waiting
origin
for
of D&D Spider-Man.
I'm just waiting for the time when the spiders try to what's it called? Bull. What's the term? The political term?
Oh, gerrymander.
Bull to stall for time.
Stop.
Zip it, jip it, ship it.
What is it called?
It's a
Filibuster.
filibuster.
Thank you, filibuster. Yeah, they've just been trying to filibuster you. Wow, that wasn't really worth the time we spent on that. Top of the round,
They
Seth.
don't need to. They win all votes.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I see anything else down this hole of the spider? And I'm also looking at the ceiling.
So what are you looking for?
So,
Seth?
dead spider,
Just
Brucon's gone.
Yeah.
Can I see anything else down this hole?
Oh, okay,
spider-wise?
sure. Make a perception check.
It's still.
I am looking at the ceiling as well.
Yeah.
It is still
Pointing that
magenta glow still
Perception,
lights the
non-natural
area.
20.
A non-natural 20. Okay, so what you see is that the cobwebs continue along the ceiling down to the ends of the corridor. You're 5 feet down, but you can see some of the stuff that's on the sort of plateau at the other end of the the rest of the corridor off round that corner
Yeah, so I'm
hasn't fallen.
5 foot.
So you can see that there is, and you've got dark vision. So
Yeah.
you can see. So dangling from the webbing at the far end, you see looks like something of a humanoid size in a cocoon of some variety, wrapped up in webbing, dangling from there. Yeah, that's all you can see down there. That's the only thing of note down that area.
I don't think I've really got anything that can help with tons of spiders on it. Can I help Rukon stand up to his feet?
Yeah.
Cool.
I think he's already on his feet.
Oh, you're on your feet. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Can I move further into the hole then, towards the captive?
Of course you can, yeah.
Super carefully, I'm going to take out my dagger and going to try and cut them down. And if I'm still able to on this turn, can I start to cut through Kieran, ideally around the head position, because then they'll be able to breathe in there.
Okay, sure. I would say just make this would just be an attack, just trying to cut through the webbing.
Yeah, 21.
21, great. That will hit. Roll for damage.
Can I sneak attack webbing?
I shove my rapier into the most vulnerable
I'm going to
parts.
say no.
Sorry, I'm using my dagger, not that.
Could you sneak attack
No,
a gate?
surprise,
I
right
don't
for the
think so.
face.
Oh, that webbing never saw you coming.
4 damage.
4 damage. Okay.
That's sort of targeting just around the head, just in case the person there can't breathe, if they're still alive.
Okay, so yeah, I'd say with that, you can't cut him down with that, but you can remove the facial area. So you remove enough around the face that what you see is... let's change the music a sec, actually, because I think we're kind of outside of that combat kind of stuff.
I'm covered in spiders.
Apart from you.
Yeah, but you ran away, so you deal with that. You ran away and you...
So the face that you see, it's a male human.
You crushed me.
Still not what we want.
Long black hair dangling down. His grey, lifeless eyes. Looks like quite a sort of strong jawline. Yeah.
Dead.
Super dead, or am I calling for the healer?
Dead.
Cool.
Freshly dead though, like within your best estimate. It's a recent kill. You can't tell when exactly without doing another check.
Cool.
Yeah. That's your turn.
Yeah, that'd be the
Great.
turn.
Okay. Fleeting.
There's much I can do to help, to be honest. Can I get to you?
Axe.
No. Well, maybe.
Yeah, you can probably.
I might come and cut your guy down.
I'm glad you added the word down.
Yeah. I'll swing for the top of the webbing to cut this poor gentleman.
All right. Make an attack roll.
16.
16. Yep. That hits and roll for damage.
10.
10. Shing. Falls out to the ground. Sorted.
Do love confusing the hell out of people
Yeah.
rolling on d10s and they go, I roll. Hang on, how did I get 0?
Yeah. It's the head doesn't break off or anything, but just it lands on its head down on the ground.
Disappointing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Fine. That's that. You doing anything else?
Can I frisk him?
Yeah.
Good still.
Kind of like pat him down.
I would say we'd do that on your next turn, realistically.
Okay, that's fine,
Yeah. Okay.
I've done enough.
Just because mechanically. Okay. So Neris.
What is happening?
So just to update you, there was a giant spider which attacked you.
Okay.
It's now dead, but its little babies which have now swarmed around around your half-elf companion Leobrin, who has now left the area.
And I hurt them and nothing else happened.
Yes, of course. Well, I'll leave these guys.
Spiders must have some magical powers. They've erupted these vines from the ground.
Would I see what they're doing with the dead body? Or can I yell at them and say what they're doing?
Yeah, you can see from there because it's only like a 5-foot drop down.
Okay, well, I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna get out of that hole, if that's okay, and go back to Malar and be like, I'm done with this. I'm just not interested. This is not what I signed up for.
Oh, would you like to maybe look after one
No.
of these? Oh,
I would
Well, that's
be interested
elvish
in
hospitality
any
for
healing, though, if you're feeling generous.
are you in need of any healing or
Yes,
anything?
because the dumbass other half-elf had some kind of vines that freaking ruined everything, and
I think
so just,
there may
I
be
literally can't deal with him right now.
something that I
literally just
can
can't.
do about that. There. Everything is going to be fine.
Moral support.
I just want to say, you're not my real dad!
We couldn't tell if you meant the half-elf that fell on top of you or the half-elf that said vines in you.
I just
Having a good day
really
with
can't
half-elves.
be around half-elves right now.
May sparks light
stunning
shine
ability.
within you, and he casts a cure wounds on
Is it-
Aww.
you. You get 6.
You were setting it up like he was gonna. He casts cheer up. It'll never happen.
You get 9 points of healing back.
Yay! Full health.
And
That's all of them.
he now only has 1 spell slot left.
And he has now
of them.
contributed.
He has now contributed into this
And
encounter.
that was my plan. You're welcome.
Okay. Brucon, what are you doing?
So we've got Fleeting Look and Seth probing the rest of the corridor,
Yep.
so to speak.
I tell you what, as a free action, make a perception check for me.
Make a blank check has not been a phrase that's led to good things happening for me. However,
Yay!
suddenly
Hey!
Suddenly,
everything's
see-
coming at Brucon because that was an unnatural 20. Yeah, suddenly life has new meaning. Yeah, anyway.
And it literally does, because you notice. So in this area, now that the rock has all subsided and the shingles
Spiders have
has all
stopped. Spiders and the
subsided,
scenery have stopped falling on me.
and things have stopped falling on you, including spiders. You notice that's not just actually on the right-hand side of you, at the very bottom of the wall, this now dropped wall. There is an opening, maybe 1 feet high. And a few feet wide, big enough that you could, if you went prone, you could
I
squeeze and
could
crawl
sort of
through.
finagle my way in.
Finagle your way in there. So yeah, from standing up, you obviously can't see through the hole,
I know.
but yeah.
Ah, smart.
Okay, bit of meta knowledge here. This sounds a bit like something that Seth encountered in the Basilisk
Yeah.
I think
chamber.
you did say
I think
something about
I
that
think
to the
you
group.
mentioned
That
something
you
about it because
said
we
there
were.
was nothing
There was a
there.
2-foot hole and I couldn't
Yeah.
see. Because
I tell you what, make a history check.
Yeah, that would be the obvious thing to do, wouldn't it? Problem is,
That
it's
would,
history,
yes.
so 15.
15. Yeah, the parallels you're drawing from what Seth had encountered before. You think maybe this is the other side of the
Cool.
tunnel.
Okay,
Could well be. given your
Brucon
geography.
said it. Gentlemen, a word, a moment. Seth, seem to recall you mentioning you've encountered a similar passageway as to this
There
one
was-
I've just discovered here.
There was a 2-foot hole in the basilisk nest, but it led to a rock wall. There was nothing on the other side.
Well, let's see if
We
that's.
collapsed.
Let's see if anything's different with this one. And Brucon, he's still got the rope around his waist, which back in more exciting times of 5 minutes ago was going to form part of a daring escape rescue plan,
Yeah.
and is now maybe going to do that in a different situation. So Brucon
Much
has
like the bucket and
yeah,
chain.
exactly. Yeah. Always have an exit strategy when you're a rogue or monk. So Brucon hands the other end to Fleeting Look, doing a sort of, which of you is more reliable?
Oh, you made the wrong choice.
And yeah, and sort of says, if it sounds like I'm getting sort of tenderized in there, or blenderized even, maybe pull me out
Okay.
if you wouldn't mind, and scurries down the hole.
Okay, cool. So you go prone, crawl,
Mhm.
use the rest of your movement crawling through there,
Yep.
and basically it takes you. You can't get out of the hole with your movement this time, but you recognise that there's an. You can see the opening on the other side, and you can see dead ahead of you are some crates, which you recognise the ones you opened before, which had the grappling hook and rope.
The same ones.
Same ones, yeah.
Right.
So if
Okay, so
You connect up the
Yeah.
secret passageway.
So-
we
okay,
came
so
here first, we would have had the back door to the basilisk nest.
Yes.
cool. And we're still in initiative order, aren't we?
Currently, yes, because Leobrin is still
Yeah, it's still
swarmed.
Yeah, flailing around with the spiders. Okay, well that's pretty much my go then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh well, hang on, no, because I haven't used an action.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. You haven't used that.
So I could just turn it into more movement and go back.
If you'd like, yeah.
Yeah, that's Brucon's going to go back and explain.
Do you like back it up?
Yeah, yeah,
Because there's no way to turn around within there. So yeah, okay.
yeah.
And know the situation. The Oberyn.
covered in spiders.
And then he danced into
Now.
the spiders.
Yeah. When
giant
creatures are
spiders.
occupying my space, how does that work for like rules about being 5 feet from a creature, etc., etc.?
You can melee them, fine.
Can I cast spells at them?
Depends which spell.
Eldritch Blast.
Okay, so that's a ranged spell, so you have disadvantage
Yeah.
trying to hit them.
I mean, can I
They are
grab?
on.
Can I grab a spider
Up to one.
and then blast?
You can grab one spider and blast it if you would like. Yeah.
The other option.
How many,
yeah,
how many
yeah.
are on him?
A lot.
A swarm.
The other
Because
option.
he murdered a
of-
few of them.
Yeah. Okay. Let's say there are. It's near enough 20. How many are crawling around you?
The other option is Fey Presence. Cause each creature in a 10-foot cube originating from me.
Yeah. No, they'll count.
That
Yeah,
will
that's
count.
fine. That's fine.
Okay, cool.
What is it that does? Sorry.
Fey Present. Each creature in a 10-foot cube originating from me must make a Wisdom saving throw, DC 13. Creatures that fail a saving throw are all charmed or frightened by me, my choice, until the
So you know when I was making a comment about the spiders like choosing to live in harmony with you? It feels like we're moving our way rapidly towards the scenario where that is literally what's happening.
friends.
We're so close to being
Spider friends!
Until the end of my next turn.
So what's the DC?
DC 13 Wisdom
So-
saving throw.
So are you willing to burn your not very large number of spell slots?
I rolled a
in order to
9,
maintain-
so no.
This is I
Spider
have
friend.
Are they
no
all
spells.
afraid?
No, exactly. Yeah.
All gone.
So they failed.
They failed.
Are they frightened of you or
Good question.
magnified or hypnotised by your
Um,
magnificence?
I want to say. I don't know which they're going to get off me more with.
Well, here's a
Frightened.
thought for you.
Frightened. They're
You're-
frightened of you. Okay.
You're very close to the shimmery room we never really figured out what was going on with.
You want me to run blindly into it?
No, I feel like you've just suddenly acquired a large number of friends, aka test subjects. Potentially.
I can direct them. But
What's the radius on that?
10 foot cube.
10 foot cube.
10-foot cube. Okay.
Starting from me, so.
Okay.
Not in it.
Not, yeah.
Okay. Funny.
Very close to not in it. But, help!
Okay. So with that.
Just outside.
Just that's
This-
no,
this-
even if I think about it.
So
No,
you-
no eyebrows.
So in this moment of panic that you've had with the spiders, you go, fear is a powerful weapon, and for a moment you then think of your patron, and just try to use that energy, called from the patron directly, and almost like that connection that you had that one time with her. And then you reignite that in your mind, and with that, fear emulates from you, and the spiders immediately stop. They just freeze suddenly. It's then their turn, and they start crawling. They scrabbling and crawling away in all different directions, just trying to get as far away from you as possible, climbing into the walls and stuff. They have got off of you, and you are now free of them.
You! Yeah, spells. Well, not even spells.
Finish combat?
No,
I.
because also what the components of that Fey Presence thing that's an invocation, right? So do you
No,
have to-
it's a feature of my patron.
Okay.
Once per short rest.
So is there a verbal component or a noise thing? It's just that
No,
or it just happens?
as an action, that's what caused this to happen.
Okay.
I
No,
just-
there's no visuals or anything like
We
that.
can make
You
it what we
could
like.
have
I'm
done
like.
that earlier.
But that happens.
Ah!
Okay.
I wouldn't go for Jack's
go-
plan of, is there a visual right now?
I'll go glowy eyes and maybe I
And
just-
they leave from you.
Yes. Features extend.
Because where you've sort of run to, there, you see ahead of you there is there's a stone
A shimmery
sort
room.
of- yeah, the column that appears itself to be moving as if it's covered in spiders. That kind of movement.
That's exactly why I didn't want to go in there.
Good thing I picked frighten rather than charm. Come to me.
All of this
Literally engulfed in spiders.
This large
Become
black,
irresistibly attractive to
basically a
spiders.
large black molten rock that's maybe 6-7 feet high. It's right there that appears to have, like, as if creatures are moving along it. That's how the light kind of changes across it. Gives it, as Brucon had seen last week, that kind of ripply effect to it.
My mind is racing with D&D monsters.
When he first was describing it, I immediately went, "That's a gelatinous cube." And was
Tall, slimy pillar. I'm thinking, yoch. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Well, keep thinking.
yeah.
Okay.
If I just read entries from the monster manual at you out until you just confirm what it is, that would be great.
And so you notice that. And then another thing that takes your attention is then looking up, and there are a lot of eyes staring down back at you, hanging above the.
I go backwards. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Back it up. All right.
Just before the drop.
Yeah.
Okay, Seth. It's now top of the round. It's your go.
So I'm going to. So it's the
Are we
corpse.
still in initiative?
Yeah.
Corpse is on the floor.
Because now you've stumbled into another encounter.
They're all scared. They're all scared.
The corpse is on the floor, isn't it?
Hmm?
The corpse is on the floor now, isn't it?
Yes, on the floor now. Yes, you can examine
so
it if you'd like.
With the dagger, I want to cut the rest of the. So basically, like the face exposed, so where the top of the cobwebs are, I want to cut down the body to try and release the whole body.
Okay, easy enough. I'll let you do that. Don't need to roll for it.
I
Is
thought
he
you
wearing-
said face explodes for a
Is it
second.
wearing the armour of the people that trapped them in here?
Indeed, yes. It's
Yeah.
wearing the Republic Guard,
Okay,
the tabard of white and blue chevrons. Underneath that, it's leather armour with that on top.
Cool. Am I, since I've already cut it open, am I still able to search the body?
Yeah, make an investigation check.
Come on.
I'll let you do this all as part of that investigation.
Oh no. Investigation. 8.
8. Okay. So, what you find on it is the corpse has a small sort of satchel on one side, which has it's not a purse, it's a satchel. There are 2 days worth of rations inside, a punctured and empty water skin. You also notice that the trail of the clean line in the dust leads directly to where this corpse was, and you ascertain it's most likely the water that caused this line, just the leaking water skin as it's punctured. There's also a fine leather coin purse with 15 hexagonal steel coins in, with a crow marking one
Our
side.
treasure is not here. What is it? 15 what?
Hexagonal steel.
15 hexagonal steel coins with a crow marking on one side.
So
So a
many
bird, a black sort of bird marked
different
onto one side.
currencies.
So that currency, is that the same one as the one that we found when we were...
You don't know currently.
Okay, so it's not the same shape as the ones that we found in that Hope game.
It's not the same shape. No, these are different coins. You don't know if they're from the same economy currency system. You don't know that.
Okay.
The coin purse itself is also embroidered with a black tree, a black leafless tree. Yeah, there you go.
7 stones.
Yeah,
7
that's what you
stars.
find.
One
That's
more
what you
extra.
find when you 12.
Big bird on the other side. I was thinking the road miles.
Cool. I'm going to take the full coin purse. There's the coin purse that has the black leafless tree on it, doesn't it?
Yes.
Does it have any weapons on it?
Yes. There's a longbow, 14 arrows, and an iron short sword.
I'll take the...
Obviously a quiver as well.
I'll take the short sword. I left mine in town.
He likes his swords.
Take the sword. No one in our party has whipped out a bow yet, have they?
Not yet.
I can do the archery.
Cool.
Does
I'm
elves.
going to leave the bow, but I'll tell everyone when we regroup after the thing, but I'm just taking the sword for now.
So you take this, it's fairly weighty iron short sword. It looks fairly well made, but well crafted. It's not like some of the rough ones that you've seen in your more nefarious days. Some of your other people you'd hang around with on ships,
Cool.
pirates some would call them, wouldn't have as well made blades as this.
Cool. I'm going to relay to, I think it's only Brucon and Fleeting that I can see.
Yep.
That he's one of the guards that we think trapped them in here. I found a coin purse with a symbol I don't recognise. It could be payment that he got for trapping them in, but I couldn't
Yeah,
find anything like letter or anything to say that. I was hoping to look for something clue-wise as to why they led them in here, but all I found was the coin purse for a clue.
Alright.
With that, I probably wouldn't leave the room because I assume everything's fine over there.
Yeah.
And so everyone's
Yeah.
coming back, so I wouldn't actually leave the room.
Okay.
So I
So.
would probably end my turn here because I've examined the body, so I don't think there's much more for me to do.
Yep. Makes sense. Fleeting.
I'm going to leave the room.
No reason to leave the room. I'm going to leave the room.
Just walk away from me.
I'll wait here, waiting for impending.
Are you readying an
Yeah,
action?
I'm ready. Attack.
Ready an attack for.
If something comes within my range.
Great. Yep, that's the trigger.
If
That's
something
good.
comes within.
Something
Yeah,
as in
sixth sense.
as in not friend or just anyone comes within 5
Yeah.
feet.
Any enemy.
Okay.
Or
Anything hostile that's not one of your party.
Nearest is right there.
Yeah, I'm just like,
Yeah, okay, fine. Anything hostile that's not one of my party.
Okay,
I just
Neris.
try to come by and
You
get
say
hit in
that
the
so
face
like
with an axe.
dejectedly.
Fine, as you guys
Oh, so
insist.
So I just saw this guy running back in. Yeah. And so I'm thinking, nope, going back in. So like, what's here? When?
Let's all retreat as a
Can
single
I
file
have
corridor.
your
Like,
your
you've seen one
marker,
person
your
run
tent?
in. You've also seen one
Can I
person
have
run
your
out.
tent as well,
And if
please?
you go back any further,
Yeah,
you
but
have to
in
jump
ready in
down.
action.
All the tents or?
You have to jump down the hole.
No, we've
No,
moved in the
here.
initiative order.
I went up to the hole.
Because it
Is that
changed. I
where
had
the
to
hole
roll
starts,
a new
the
initiative
body?
for a new enemy.
Roughly?
No, because it was 5 feet behind, so I had to jump down
Where is the end of the hole?
Behind me.
that line.
Yeah,
Literally behind
get
it.
thee behind me.
Instead of
Okay.
pushing forwards.
One day,
There. So
I will
I get
think of Lady
behind it like,
Grenfell.
no,
and
you
not want to
started
call her Lady
this.
Grenfell. But it is not this day.
I mean,
Yeah. Yep.
Episode 20, The Discovery.
I could just crawl back in with a dead spider.
I say do it.
Up to you what you doing.
So I went there, and then what else can I do? Just literally.
You could hide, you could ready a dodge, you could
Fire a firebolt at something for no reason.
you could try and help one of your allies. You could search. So many options. You could look around. You could
Go
do a
for
little
look.
jig. It's D&D.
Fine, I'll
Anything's
have a
possible
look.
within
I'll
reason.
come here and then basically I don't know. I freaking look that way past the back into whatever these guys were doing. I want to see what they were up to.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So you see them with their with the corpse on the floor. That's
Yeah.
out of the spider's thing. You see the long bow. Looks like it's made of sort of probably ash wood, something like that.
Saf, can you pick that longbow up for me?
Sure,
I can
no
probably
problem.
make use of that. And the arrows. The arrows would be nice.
No problem.
Thank you.
She bats her eyelids in a way that you're so used to when people try to get something. Are you doing anything else at all? Okay, cool. Next, right.
So just walks by and just like,
So you open.
just
I went for like,
what?
Logan runs. You run back
So-
into the
so-
run back into the thing. Are you telling everyone what you've seen, or
Yeah, I mean, I will say.
The things I've witnessed.
as you do so, like just short
Can
phrase?
you
Gloopy
pick
pillar,
it
lots
up?
of eyes in the ceiling.
Rather, Gooby pillar, lots of eyes to the ceiling. Malar rolls an intelligence check. He's still. He's just seen you he's seen you Scooby Doo through the tunnel, and then he sees a swarm
when they
of
do
flying
the
creatures fly following you in that direction in the same Scooby Doo fashion. Fleeting, you see a swarm of bats heading straight towards you.
Bats again.
Do we recognise these bats?
They are very similar to the ones you've fought before.
Bats,
It could be
but-
related,
By the way,
perhaps.
We came up with how I asked nicely. It was really, hi Saf, could you get me that bow?
It's just ready.
Little burning
yeah.
hands. Sorry, I really wanted to share.
I like that. Yes, yes, yes.
Hey.
Could you get that for me? Because if you don't, and then you just see little flame
Yeah.
just come out of one finger,
Just like little
like a
redness.
lighter.
Yeah.
Let me get that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Fleeting, your ready to attack sets off as these bats fly straight towards you. So roll to hit.
19.
19 hits. Roll for damage.
Yeah.
More afraid than I already am.
Yeah. 22.
2.
2. They're resistant, so
Actually,
only
it's
1
24,
damage.
Plus 6 intimidation.
But the hit nonetheless, you throw your axe into the flurry, connects with something you think, but it slices straight through. You hear a little nick, but they're still flying straight at you, and they now start to swarm around you. Classic bat. Okay, they try and they attempt to bite you. An 8 misses because I'm rolling so well tonight.
We all are.
Yeah.
Everyone's doing a sterling job.
Was it
Bite,
sound?
sound
I can't
combination.
remember.
That's them.
You stabbed a few.
Yeah, not well.
Brucon. Your turn.
Brucon's still down in the hule. How deep is the
5 feet.
5 feet? Oh right, okay. Can he just get out? Oh, okay.
Yeah. yes, you can.
Yep. Well, that's what he's going to do.
Because you're a monk as well. You can jump.
Yeah. I was just thinking. I could burn a key point and probably just walk up the side, but that's an inefficient use of key. So yeah, Brucon's just going to sort of pop up and kind of head. I mean, we mentioned Scooby Doo. Head round the corner, there, sort of gesture and like, so what's going on here? And
there's a Brucon phrase. And
do a quick scout of the corridor. And what does he see?
So you see, with your dark vision, you see. First of all, you see and hear the half elf of Leobrin running in, moving pillar, lots of eyes in the ceiling. And past that, you see the blue tiefling in his brown cloak, wielding a battle axe at these dark shapes flying around him.
Okay. Can Brucon make anything of the dark shapes?
You could make the assumption that this is the same as the last time you guys were fighting the bats, which
Right.
I think Brucon was there. I don't think you were there.
Yeah, Brucon
was there, so
well,
he would recognise this.
Cool. Okay.
These are probably bats. These bloody cave bats.
Bats not really. I mean, they're a thing that dwarves might potentially have encountered, but given Brucon's background, I think probably not. So the old animal handling Chris Pratt routine trick, probably not worth digging out of the memory banks for this one. So I'm going to go back to plan A, which is punch it. So Brucon's going to go over and try and lend some assistance with some tactical strikes at the bats.
Bat swatting.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it. Yeah.
Go bat punching.
Go bat punch. Punch that
slap it
bat.
down.
Punch the Batman.
Okay, and again, bonus attack, bonus action to make a second attack.
Yep.
In both cases, no, actually, I will try and short sword it. So purpley short sword.
Okay.
Neither of those were good. 13
13 hits.
does a 11 hit.
11 misses.
11, I thought might not.
AC 12.
Okay, so the short sword missed, but he does successful punch one.
Punch. Roll for punch damage. But it's a monk, so we
Bad
can't. So no, I'm not
punch.
going to laugh at punch damage.
Oh, that's not good.
4.
4. Okay, so
Alright.
you do manage to connect, and you pluck one. It actually reduces to 2 because your hands aren't magical currently.
No.
You're not
Give it time.
Yeah, give it time. But you do manage to punch one of the bats out from the sky and stun it, and it just falls to the floor. One single bat.
Another one bites the dust.
Sure are you good? And does the
Uppercut.
Yeah,
yeah.
spinning uppercut move.
And then that's in slow motion. You wouldn't have been able to see it, but in slow motion, what actually happened was that the instant replay was it connects with the chin of this very small bat, this giant fist, and it just falls to the ground. Wings up in the air. Yeah, lovely job. Lovely job. Expert monkiness.
What could Brucon possibly?
Leo,
where is he now, by the way? Because obviously moved,
you'll be
so-
in the same. You'll be next to the tiefling. There you go.
Alright.
Because they are up in your grill.
In your grill.
Okay,
Rip out your weave.
What bats scared of? Never mind.
Yeah.
And let me check if I need to do some hand waving for this. It's very important. Yes, cool. Damn it.
Come on. Yes.
You realise I'm taking the picture of felt as bats for later, but yeah.
It's like a bat cave. It's fine.
This time, waves his wand around as well as some gestures and says some words.
Yeah, wand.
And points to the sort of open space. Oops, alright. Is this
He has a dramatic point.
to the open space over here?
Okay.
And Basilisk appears.
Is this an illusion of some
Yes.
variety? Okay, so it's not
Silent
actually going
image.
to be. Silent image, right, great. Okay.
I cast a summon CR2 monster.
Okay, so yeah, that happens. So what form is it taking the basilisk? As in, do you want it to like lunging to attack, or what is it looking like?
It's looking. It's gonna be moving towards the bats.
And you. Okay.
Scaring them further into the cave.
I'm scaring them away from us.
What's that saying? As deaf as a bat? No, that doesn't seem right. Wait a second.
Bats have eyes that can see. That's a fallacy.
Yeah. Have the basilisk here so the bats go there.
I needed space for the basilisk to fit without interacting with other objects.
Yeah, his form was a basilisk. Only its head, because the rest of it's stuck in the rock.
Okay, so you do that. That happens. I'll do this as a. We'll get to you.
How do
Seth.
the bats know about the
Someone
basilisk?
just
Because
reached
they
in
live in the
the
same
thing.
cave, so they
Is
should
the
be
mallow
scared of
able
it.
to do an attack?
Yeah, but scared in a direction
He doesn't know what's
away
going
from
on,
us.
but you could.
Because the bats have been there. Bats have been there for a round now. So would he have been able to distinguish what's happening?
Oh, that's a good point, actually.
He's
No,
seen
so I
them
didn't realise
attack
that he can actually see them from
He's
there.
seen the bats attack.
Yeah.
He'd be able
Yeah. He can ascertain what's happening. Yes. So I will roll an initiative for Malar. Add him in. Oh, great. Oh, 13. No, I thought it was a 3. So 13 plus nothing. So 13 is the same as Brucon.
Yep.
I'll put him after you.
Yep.
Okay, so I can just take.
Can
your
state with some
thing.
degree of confidence his dexterity is now.
Swap your
higher.
6 for a 7.
Oh, good lord.
You're just getting pushed further
Down,
and further
down,
down the
down.
order. Lovely job. Okay, great. So he'll come in next round.
Do I hear this commotion?
Yes.
Now?
Oh yes, you hear that. You hear that.
I'm
I'll
going
do
to
it
attempt
back.
to go up. I'll stand next to the Oberon.
And you definitely heard the Oberon shouting about eyes in the ceiling and that sort of thing.
Cool. As I'm running up, I'm looking up at our ceiling a lot. Like, okay. But running up, I see the bats all around, fleeting.
Yeah.
Can I take a swing?
Of course you
With
can.
my brand new short sword.
Of course you can. Yes. Roll to hit.
Bats are all
You
around
advised
us.
me. I think you advised me not to.
Punch them in
Yeah.
the face
Very nice.
and see how far they go.
Very, very musical people. 10 misses, unfortunately. So you try to take a stab in the dark, and you can't skewer one this time.
Just come through. I was like, I've got you fleeting, and just miss him.
Nothing.
That was a 1.
Bonus action, are you doing anything?
No, I don't do that.
Fleeting. Can you make a wisdom saving throw? As those blue eyes that once pierced your soul before reappear in front of you, along with the body of a basilisk that seems to be making its way towards you, although eerily quiet. 6. You are currently frightened of the image as you fall into that fear again, as you did before. Oh, it's coming for me again! But there's no stone taking a hold of you at this time, but you will have to use your movement to move away from it on your turn.
Okay.
You were still getting swarmed by the bats, so you can still make an attack if you would like.
Okay.
And then you got to run away. Okay, so roll if you're going to attack. Roll to attack.
No, actually, I'm going to try and learn from our past experience when we use something to scare away the bats. So I'm going to cast Taumaturgy to create a loud noise emanating from me.
Okay, great.
That's how we did it.
Is it puppies?
Make
No,
a
not
performance
this
check.
time.
Just make a performance check to see how loud and piercing this noise is.
23.
23.
If he rolled low, I was going to say, do you want to know what he's going to do to see if he gets advantage on performance based on his ones?
What sort of sound were you wanting to create?
A screaming seal, please.
Search the old memory bank here. It just comes out from you. If you try and ask me to do it, I'll do it. So that noise appears emanating from you. The bats then you notice as this happens get kind of startled and they start flying a bit more erratically this way and that. Neris, it's your go.
Can they be intimidated?
Oh, sorry. You have to move. You have to move away from the image as well. Sorry, I turned your go. Yeah.
Can they be intimidated?
Can they be intimidated?
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
they are immune to being charmed, frightened, grappled, paralyzed, petrified, prone, restrained, or stunned. So they can't be. You can't be. They can't be scared of you.
That's why dragons have less things than that.
I'm just thinking, so they don't come towards me. I'll take that.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's something I can do, I'd basically pull a thing from the good old days, the early one of our first escapades, where I cast prestidigitation and to make myself look like I am massively on fire. Or is massively?
Okay.
Like hair floating, crazy demon lady.
Yeah,
I'm
so,
just like, no, nowhere near me.
so a reddish glow is now appearing from the tunnel that you guys were previously in.
Are the bats in their own square now, or have they followed Fleeting?
They were in the space where Fleeting was, and they haven't moved from
Okay,
there.
so they're still just there.
They're still just there. It's now going to be their turn after Daenerys
So
as well.
okay.
Okay. So basically, I put myself on pretend fire,
Mm-hmm.
and then, if
I got you,
possible,
fam.
is it possible for him to
Ah, great,
pass
thank
me
you.
the bow?
That's what I'm doing.
Yes, if he has,
Do you
if he did it on
pick
his
up the
turn. You said you were going to do it, but I
Yeah, sorry, because I've.
we'll say that he's got the bow on him, so you have to go up to him to
That's
get
how I
it.
would. But
Yeah.
We got to combat. Sorry.
So
Can
he
I
currently has
use
the
my-
bow, so you can go up to him. And
Yeah. So I mean, I'm next to him already.
I changed it to 6 from 1 because it's more than one thing.
Drake Lazarus has just asked what the
Oh.
dog death count
Like
is
that.
so far.
There's almost one real dog.
Yeah,
There's a few bats, but no dogs today,
Okay.
unfortunately, and a spider.
Okay, I think that's basically my turn. He passes me the bow and the quiver,
Mm-hmm.
and then can I ready an attack?
Oh, you've already used the
Okay, yeah. So
prestidigitation as your
so
action.
that's it. That's it.
That's
right?
it, yep,
Yeah.
that's you.
How many arrows was it?
14.
14.
Yes, actually, I add that.
14 steel-headed arrows. So the bats now, from that noise, and that noise erupts from you, Fleeting, it bounces across off of the walls. It's got an echoey effect to it. It seems to the dogs of arachnids. Thank you. Sorry, Drake Lazarus. Spiders, the dogs of arachnids.
So,
Yes,
yeah,
that's very good.
So, it would be
So the dog death, and it was actually Seth who killed the spiders. There you go.
By stabbing
So
him in
this
the butt.
sound reverberates around the cavern, so much so that it's hard to tell where the origin of the source was. Apart from obviously you know where it was, but for everyone else, it's like, where did it come from? The bats, because you rely on blind sight, don't know where you've gone. They don't know what's around. They can't use their hearing to work out, to map the location. So I'm rolling a random directional dice to see where they go. So they go straight into the wall. They swarm straight into a wall there, flying straight into the wall,
So
and
stop hitting yourself down.
they take some damage to themselves by crashing into a wall.
damage would be
On realizing they can't go that way, they then fly off again in a random direction. Okay, roll it one time.
1d8.
They fly off back this way.
Whatever toes it does.
Out of sight. Well, not out of sight, but they fly in that direction. Clearly rattled.
Almost out of combat.
Almost, you could say, out of combat. Yes.
Just rattled, or did they shake and or roll as well?
Well, due to your range, you can't see exactly what. But yeah, they've moved out of the way. The excitement of combat subsides, and you
Yeah,
are once
1d8
again.
plus 2.
You're once again free to explore
plus
the
1.
cave complex.
So
And then the other thing you'll need to note is the
Now-
range.
that thing leaves.
So short range is 150.
I don't like
So just
being
write
that really
150.
confined corridor.
Yeah, it's bow. Yeah, 150
James, can you pass the 1?
slash 600.
Number 1.
So anything outside of
Okay, so yes,
anything
you managed to
within
defeat
150
the
feet,
spiders,
normal
the
attack.
small the
Within
big spider, the
600
small spiders
disadvantage
that you made
outside
run away,
combat.
and the bats who you made effectively run away. Nice one. Well done.
Thank you. Big spider, little spider, swarm of bats. Big spider, little spider, swarm of bats.
Is everyone okay? So is everyone
Yeah, right.
everyone hurt?
I took some rock damage from falling in with the spider, but
Can I?
I'm fine, as is my basilisk.
And I'm just gonna shove past him. Leave and be.
That's dead, yeah?
So done. Actually, no. I'm
That's
gonna start stomping towards the
I
other.
have a basilisk for 10 minutes.
Oh, that pillar, is it still doing stuff now, or is there...
There's that one over there.
Yeah,
You can make a perception check.
just with the bats gone.
Yeah. In that kind of direction.
That's 6.
6.
Powerful 6.
Using your dark vision, you can see this blackened rock, about 6 or 7 feet high, that it looks just like a rock to you. You don't see,
So
you don't see what all the fuss is
moving,
about.
It's not moving anymore.
Not that you can tell, no.
Cool.
Seems just like a normal rock. In fact, this is the first time you've actually seen it, so you're kind of like, well, I know what the fuss is about here.
As I have seen it,
Yes.
I don't like the look of it.
Yes.
I'm going to turn my basilisk illusion to face this rock and start approaching it,
Mm-hmm.
and then I will use minor illusion to make a basilisk roar
Okay.
and see what happens.
I am watching
Can you
this.
stack? Is it minor illusion?
Minor illusion isn't concentration.
Yeah.
So
Silent
you-
image is concentration.
And is it silent image? Is that a bonus action to make it move? Or?
So that was
So
the thing.
I'd
I wasn't
use
sure if you were
an
using the same
action to
spell.
make it move,
Yeah.
and then my next action.
Yeah.
Because we're not in
If it's not the
combat,
same
yeah,
spell,
Yeah.
yeah.
My next action to do the roar.
Got you. Do the roar.
I don't. What did it
roar.
sound like last time? I can't remember. So.
There you go. I like the eyes as well. That was nice.
That's why they call me Crazy Eyes Liaberin.
It was quite,
Hearing that,
it was
I
quite
turn
a-
around and
Yeah.
what now?
Yeah.
What?
No,
What do you want?
Oh, wait, what?
Wait, I'm clearing out the cave of
No,
monsters.
that's the bats.
That's not the point.
Okay, well, I won't clear out the cave of monsters.
So you do that.
Cool. Can I ask Mallow? He's helping one of them walk, isn't he? And he's carrying the other unconscious one.
That's right. Yes.
Is he still unconscious right now?
As far as you can tell, yeah.
That's never a good sign. I'm going to ask Mallow if he can help him come with me, because I want him to see if he can identify the body, to see if it's one of the guards that brought them down.
Oh, well, yeah, yes, of course I can.
Turin.
Yes.
Turin, do you know if these? So I'm gonna walk with him and Mallow towards it, just past
Sure.
the spider corpse. So I will help Mallow get down the hole with holding two people. And
Oh, why? Thank you most kindly to.
I'll say to Turin, do you recognise this man? Sort of point to the corpse.
Sorry, Drake Lancer says, for every dog James kills, I fetch to plant another dog in the forest. I think that's how it works. Possibly, maybe.
I mean, give it a
Who
go
knows?
and see what happens. Report back on your findings.
If you are a dog or know of a dog that has been planted or is affected by the issues in this program, please call our hotline.
You get one public service announcement per episode.
So, if you've been affected by any of the issues in today's Slice and Dice, please let us know. Malar, names. Malar, helps Turin down, falls over. Well, it's not somebody I personally recognise.
Did he? You reckon? How many guards were you accompanied by when you came in with Lady Helaine?
Well, there was a fair few of them. It must have been half dozen or so.
Did you see any of their faces? Does he look like any? Could he have been one of them? Maybe if they were wearing a helmet.
I mean, he's wearing the robes, and I didn't see anyone else coming here. I mean,
So he's wearing the exact same stuff.
the tabard, yes, the Republic Guard, yes. Of course, the with the rock fall, there's no way anyone else could have got in aside from you guys. So perhaps that was probably was one of ours. Yes,
So
one of theirs.
Hopefully, one less of them to fight in the caves.
Yes. What did you find on them? Because it just looks like a man with black hair and he opens one of his dead eyes and grey eyes.
I'm going to show him the coin purse with the black leafless tree on it. Do you recognise the symbol? I'd take that as a no.
Yes. No. That's no. This. Well, unless I'm very much mistaken, that's from House Ash. They're one of the houses we don't get on with so well. They're one of the vassal houses to House Rookwood, who I'm sure you know have a bit of a rivalry with House Grenforth.
Oh my god, Rookwood.
But why would they be down here and dressed as a Republic Guard?
So House
That's
Ash,
ever so puzzling.
House Ash don't have any connections with the guards.
Sorry?
House Ash don't have any connections to the guards that you know of.
No, I mean the house ash is from the crow flies. They're not a Buracrin house, not any stretch. Oh, maybe, perhaps, if I were to wake my brother, he knows a bit more about this sort of thing, and the rivalries and the houses of the crow flies. I've not had much dealings with them myself. I'm more of a martial man.
As he says that, I'm just going to close the book that I'm making notes in, because I take my little notebook that I made notes of the monsters. I think we're good. You know, I think that's you've been done a lot.
Make a deception
helpful.
check.
Feel free to never mention this ever again.
13.
13.
It's pretty
Dude, I'm being truthful that I think he's given me enough.
Yeah.
I'm not lying to him.
And that you don't want to talk to his elder.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the deception that you don't want to talk to his brother. Well, he rolled a natural 20 on that, so... no, I really think my brother would know more about it. And he just starts heading off.
Brucon sort of sidling over and like, is it Vulcan nerve pinch time?
My Loxodon, would you mind giving me a boost out of this hole?
Do we roll for initiative?
What is it you want to do?
Depends what are you going to do?
So yeah, of course, that little guy, get you up here, and just helps him up there, and he heads out. Well, no, he heads over to Tinin, who I forgot is still being carried by Malar, who just lays him down, and he pulls out like a little. It looks like kind of an incense or something. It looks like some kind of herbal stuff within a metal container. Essentially, it's incense, and he waves it in front of his brother. And after a moment, what? Why am I tied up? What's going on here? And looks up and sees you.
Oh my god, I'm gonna kill him.
You. Was this your doing?
Yeah, what's his name? I'm just gonna get
It was a Tina.
Tinin, it is so good to see you awake finally.
Turin.
You let them tie me up! Sorry?
No, I'm just going to Turin. I'm like, Turin, talk to him.
You let them tie me up! Well, yes, they said it was for your own good. You've been out of sorts, apparently. Oh, you ninny! I told you to trust other people. I'm the one who does the thinking around here. Right, let me out of this at once! Oh, okay. And after a moment, he pulls a little dagger. No. Don't listen to him, Tinin. I'm your brother. Let me out of here.
Calm down before we let you out.
Whoa, I'm with my elvish companion here. I think it's for your protection if you, I mean, anyone else? Yeah, what's happening? What are you trying to do? What are you going to do?
No, I want Turin to calm down.
You want him to calm down? Okay, make a persuasion check.
Check time.
I was like, I can't be doing 3 characters. This is crazy.
21.
21.
I want to calm so I can ask the question.
This is competing against Tinin, who's also trying to persuade him. You rolled a natural 1. Oh, all right. Okay. Looks to you. Looks back to his brother. Looks back to you like a dog. Just. Maybe they're right, brother. You do seem rather rattled at the moment. Get me out of the... I would not cooperate with you unless you let me out of this thing immediately.
Cool. So I'm going to take my dagger out and I'm going to hold it right under his chin. I'm going to. So far, we've saved you from being a statue. When you thought I'll go fight the Basilisk, you ran in the way of a firebolt coming out of our mage. Then you decided to attack us after the fight. All after we saved you and your brother, while you failed to save the person you're the bodyguard for. So you can calm down. And we'll untie you, and you can maybe redeem yourself by being slightly useful.
Brucon leans in and goes, for the smart one, you're really not making a lot of good decisions here, I've got to say.
Persuasion check with advantage for you helping out there. Yeah, that's well reasoned, guys. Well reasoned.
So 17. 17.
17. I mean, he goes a bit red in the face. Well, you neglected to mention that you tortured my brother here. The tiefling told me as such.
As I've got the dagger to his throat, I'm just going to grab the top of his head, turn it to his brother. Does he look tortured or does he look okay? And back to dagger.
That was the words of your tiefling companion. It wasn't mine. That was the information that I was dealt with.
Brucon leans in again. Have you had any conversations with this tiefling at all? I don't know if you're aware, but his...
All I know is that when I came out from being turned to stone...
You charged into a fight in our way.
He was the one...
hit with
That
fire.
tiefling was the one that brought me back. Of course he's going to be the one that I trust out of you lot.
Brucon goes, again, have a conversation with him.
Yeah,
Sit down and have a chat.
Oh,
You know the way
what are we
that we got
waiting?
you out of that was with the salve that we got from hunting cockatrices that we did to come in and save you.
Well, I didn't know all that, but, what do you want?
I'm gonna untie
What are we waiting for? Where's the Lady Helaine?
I'm gonna untie him, so we're looking for her.
The 64,000 gold piece question.
Cutting down the rope. Cutting a bit of the rope. I don't want to
No,
cut a lot.
you're talking about
Yeah,
anachronisms.
yeah,
Then I'm going to stand up and I'm going to point to him and
Love
say,
it for getting paid
we
60,000
found
gold
one of the
pieces."
guards that was accompanying you with this and showed him the black leafless tree coin purse.
Well, that's from House Ass of the Toe Flies, but whoa, and where is the body?
I'm just going to point to the side next to us.
I mean, he just marches up to it. Okay.
This looks like it's one of the younger members of House Ash. Probably the second or third born. That'll be John, probably, or Harold, or Harry or John. Anyway, it's one of those. But
And he just takes a step back for a moment and looks up, dawning realization kind of comes over his face.
Oh, fair fan, you've done it again. Oh, House Rookwood is going to pay for this. I think I know what has happened to the Lady Helaine. She is an influential lady of an important house, and in fact the rival house of House Rookwood. I think that they brought us here intentionally, turned her to stone, and then made off with her so that they could take her back as a hostage for their own nefarious purposes.
So if you think they've taken her out, then they've probably gone
House
further in the
Rookwood has
cave.
always been looking to get one up on House Grenforth, and taking one of the members hostage is probably just the kind of thing that scum would do.
And you see, it's like so he's got red hair anyway, but now his face is entirely red as well.
Oh, this will not do at all. And you let them escape, Turin, you ninny!
Oh, I thought he was going to say it to me.
Yeah, I'm going to go through another 3 rounds with this guy.
I think you both did.
I was turned to stone. I had fought to the very end.
Who
In
gets
affection.
turned to stone in a fight against a basilisk? Look, just...
I mean, I didn't. I was quite fine.
But like, it's your own fault for running in first to the fight and getting turned to stone. But look, we'll put that in the past, and we never need to mention that.
That
And
would be wise.
does Mello have his warhammer? The dwarves one. I assume tied up, he wouldn't have had it.
Yes, he does.
Go on, I'm going to ask Mello for the warhammer, and I'm going to pass it to the dwarf. It's like, you can come with us and help us find Lady Helaine to make up for losing her, and then we can all get out of here.
Persuasion check.
7.
He takes the warhammer from you and kind of snatches it from your grasp and says,
You can come with me.
Oh my god.
You can come with me to find Lady Helaine. All of you.
Okay. Lead the way.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. Let's go.
Ladders, we've got
Where are we going?
Turin, how do we get out of this cave?
"Oh well, there was the main entrance is now free, so I suppose we can go back that way."
But Lady Helena, they would have taken her into the cave. Wouldn't that be the best way for you to lead us?
Because it was blocked. They blocked the entrance, and then
Exit?
Well, there must be another way out. I mean, we'll have a look in the main chamber.
That is a great deduction.
Let's
We found a.
I believe I can solve this mystery right here. There was a waterfall with a tunnel behind it. Perhaps. Oh, were we not trying to tell him about that?
No, we
We
were
wanna
just
go
allowed
down.
down. We're going
Yeah,
that way.
Oh, okay. I didn't want to
I'm already
spoil
halfway
the.
there.
the
No, we're going that way.
Okay.
Lead us that way.
Well, we must go there at once. Let's go. Follow me. And starts heading in that direction towards the main chamber, and that is where we will leave today's session. So thank you all very much. We'll get to XP in a moment. Okay, so no stream next week, unfortunately, guys. So we'll be back in 2 weeks' time with the next episode. But I feel like this is a good point to leave it for a week before we get on to the next kind of section of this adventure and trying to track down Lady Helaine, and of course what else is going on in the world of the Manylands. So join us Monday 6 p.m. Yes, it will be at 6 p.m. in 2 weeks' time, unlike this week, which went a little wayward. We'll be back for that. Until then, thank you all for watching. Stay safe.
Bye.
Bye.